about 2 hours in the detention. So then we got the foreign minister to also coordinate it. Then we got the ambassador, Ghana's ambassador to Hague to actually lead the discussion. So all the critical people, including the Attorney General, who is also doing an opinion on some aspects of the matter. So the matters are being properly coordinated.
The development has sparked debate over whether the execution of the warrant abroad reflects concerns about Ghana's security system. Private legal practitioner Amanda Clinton argues that because the MP is a politically exposed person, foreign authorities may have feared possible information leak had the warrant been processed locally.
The fact that they let him get on a flight, having gathered all that information, instead of sharing it with the Ghanaian government, for the Ghanaian government to know whether they agreed, whether they were going to extradite him, etc., it says a lot about the ongoing conversation about can any government handle politically exposed people and people in government effectively.
Okay.
And if they don't handle them effectively, this is the international embarrassment we will face.
But Roxanne Nelson Dapamopo insists such claims are misleading and without basis.
Brought to the notice of the security agencies and whether indeed nothing was heard about it. So if you simply say that they did this because they don't trust our security agencies, it's most unacceptable. And those comments like that should not be coming from such high-ranking, highly regarded people with opinion in this country.
Meanwhile, Andy Apiakobe, the man Kwame Ohene from Pong unseated from Parliament, says the MP must be afforded full due process and caution against speculation and unsubstantiated allegations.
Let us not be in a hurry to crucify him. And let us also not be in a hurry to accept one side of the evidence and leave the other side. And let us also uphold the tenets of rule of law, and let's also respect fundamental human rights.
Meanwhile, news of the detention of the MP is leaving many of his constituents worried and uncertain. Some say they are concerned about the welfare of their representative and the impact the development could have on the area. Nana Boachidankwa-Yadom was in the constituency and came through with this report.
On the 12th of May, the Clerk of Parliament confirmed the arrest of independent Member of Parliament for the Asante Akyem North constituency, Ohene Kwame Frimpong, in the Netherlands. We have been told that this was due to a warrant issued by the United States for his arrest. We are in the constituency currently to engage with residents on what they make of his arrest. Take a listen to them.
He has been helpful to us in the constituency. When you send your needs to him, he listens and does it for you. This came as a very painful thing to us.
Our
MP has been a very good man to the constituency. He's been helping us a lot. We pray that God brings him back to us.
Because although my like akuma power wono minya sure say nya no kren enya no kren so inte enya ma ya done pa ya dono ya ta na chi bibiala o yem e wo Yesu din mu
no dey tie na ere ho pa because ye krumni na ye mpin so na yo oyenim kese pa ho agoma he da fom afi ni be 40 days ana wi nso akoba tisi ye nya ble pa ti e bon pa ye say nyakopon be na film
Some of the residents who spoke
the
to
40-day funeral celebration of the Agobama is expected to take place very soon, and this development has also come to hit us very hard as a constituency. We pray that he's taken out of this.
Let me now take you to the Upper West region. Residents in Laura are increasingly reporting crimes to the police, but many cases are failing in court because victims refuse to testify. Laura Municipal Chief Executive says the situation is affecting efforts to secure convictions and fight crime in the area. She's also warning of a growing environmental threat from pollution in the Black Volta, allegedly linked to illegal mining activities in neighboring Burkina Faso. Rafiq Salam has more in the following report.
Across some communities in Ada, the burden of survival is falling on shoulders.
Laura Municipality is calmer this year. According to Municipal Chief Executive Madam Cecilia Soyele Nurutu, crime rates are down with only isolated cases of cattle rustling, domestic violence, and petty offences reported.
The municipality is generally peaceful and calm. Crime is generally on decline, except for a few cases.
Madam Cecilia Soyele told the Assembly, crediting the Municipal Security Council for staying ahead of threats.
The Municipal Security Council has been reviewing the security situation regularly and implementing strategies to deal with criminals and to forestall any eventuality.
But the Laura Mayor warns that public reluctance to back up police investigations is letting offenders walk free. Complainants report crimes, but when police make arrests and ask for testimony, many go silent. The result, cases get dropped, and the police commander says frustration is mounting. Madam Soyele Cecilia called on assembly members to educate them on seeing cases through.
The police commander is becoming frustrated with the continuous discontinuation of reported criminal cases. People are paid to report crimes to the police, but immediately an arrest is made, an invitation is extended to the complainants to support investigations or give testimonies during prosecution. They become reluctant. This makes it difficult to pursue criminal cases to their logical conclusion.
Meanwhile, fears over pollution of Black Volta River have crossed borders after viral videos spark alarm. Laura Music inspected Dipe and Bagri and found no illegal mining on the Ghana side. Investigators, however, traced the source to Wassa village near Dano in Burkina Faso. The issue is now with the Upper West Regional Security Council, RECSEC, and the Environment Ministry.
During the meeting, it was established after some visits to Dipe and Bagri that was no mining along the Black Volta in the Ghana belt. However, the source of the pollution was from a village around Wassa in Burkina Faso called Dano. This issue has been reported to the Regional Security Council and the Minister of Environment, Science and Innovation for further action.
There was also a win for security forces. 2 vehicles carrying dynamite, cyanide, and tramadol hidden under foodstuffs were intercepted. 2 suspects are in custody.
These vehicles are currently under lawful custody awaiting prosecution. There are all kinds of rumors out there regarding these criminal cases. I have instructed the police to ensure that those who violate the laws of the country are investigated and made to face the full rigors of the law.
And in healthcare, Laura Hospital now has a second doctor after a new medical director reported for duty. But the assembly says it is struggling to pay doctor motivation packages and is appealing to the MP to step in and keep medical staff from leaving. The assembly also successfully elected assembly member of the Turu electoral area, Jesus Gano, for the second time as its presiding member. So, while Laura streets may be safer, the Laura mayor say lasting security and health care will depend on public support and cross-border cooperation. Reporting for Dway News, Rafik Salam, Laura.
Now, social welfare authorities warn that economic hardship is pushing vulnerable children out of the classrooms and into exploitative work. In Adan, children as young as 5 years are compelled to work to support their families before gaining access to food or education. Deborah Bedu has more from a child protection workshop organized by SOS Children's Village, Ghana.
Far young to bed. Children as young as 5 are selling on market days, working on farms, and in some cases subjected to exploitative conditions. All of these is at the expense of their education and safety. District Director of Social Welfare and Community Development for Ada East, Enoch Bampo, says some children are still being trafficked with promises of education and care only to end up trapped in exploitative labor.
The major cases are child labor, and then sexual abuse. Some are 7, some are 5, some are 8. We have 9 and 10. When you ask, we don't have money. My parent doesn't have money, so I have to go and support or help before I can get food or before I can go to school. Because the perpetrators know the dangers involved, you go and you meet them. They will relocate. You go, somebody will give you a tip-off, you make a follow-up, you will never see them.
Sexual abuse and child neglect continue to surface, often concealed by close family relationships that make reporting difficult. District Head of Social Welfare and Community Development, Doche Phillips, says the silence surrounding such abuse often gives perpetrators room to evade justice.
When you receive cases like that, most of the time, most often than not, it is even their relatives. And then they come down, they take advantage of a relative who is in a situation, a challenging situation, and tell them, oh, I'm taking your child to stay with me. Let that child have some kind of education and freedom. Let me take that burden out of you. But at the end of the day, they go back to those other communities and they use them against whatever they were promised. Others too, they are people entirely different. Though they are Ghanaians, they are different from what? The family relatives. So they come in with a promise, oh, they will not tell you direct, I'm going to use your child to go and fish on the lake. They will come with promises. I will take care of your child. I'm just helping you to soften your burden. But at the end of the day, when you go in for these cases, you realize that no, the primary motive is to use the children for what? Cheap labor, as cheap labor. You get it? So that's it. So most of the time, it's either their family relatives or once in a while somebody outside the family. But at the end of the day, that person is a Ghanaian.
National Advocacy Advisor for SOS Children's Village, Ghana, Gloria Emeka, says the organization's intervention strategy focuses on strengthening community child protection committees, deepening public education, and building stronger collaboration with local authorities to ensure early detection and swift response.
Then we go to the communities and then empower families so that we can prevent. The families are empowered so that we can prevent issues of child abuse that happens in the communities. And then with the system strengthening, that is what we are currently doing to ensure that the child protection actors, those who work in the child protection spaces, their capacity is built and strengthened.
Authorities caution that
Laura Municipality is calmer this year. According to Municipal Chief Executive Madam Cecilia Soile Nurutu, crime rates are down with only isolated cases.
Let's do some business stories now. The Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies has called on government to make an early decision on the possible extension of temporary interventions cushioning consumers against rising fuel prices, saying delays are making it difficult for members to plan pricing and supply. Speaking on Business Live, Chief Executive of the Chamber, Dr. Riverson Opon, said oil marketing companies need clarity at least by close of work to adjust procurement and retail prices without disrupting supply.
You know, I'm not government, and I advise government on policies. We've told the government what to do, but it seems the government won't do what it knows best. When it comes to the extension or not extending it, we as oil marketing companies are saying it. It needs not to be delayed, all right? Today is 13th, tomorrow is 14th. We want to know what to do by end of business tomorrow, because these kind of decisions affect our operations, decision making and liftings, all right? So government, please, whether you are extending it or not, just come and tell us. Thanks to MPA, today, MPA has declared paying my members for the deficient in the debt, that has arisen from the discount the government gave on diesel. And I expect payment to go by Friday to my oil marketing companies and LPG, of course, oil marketing companies, so that it doesn't bring financial burden on them. That is what I will look out for as an industry coordinator or CEO of PUMAC. But whether the government wants to decide to continue or not, that's its own decision.
Also, 7 employees of Cocoa Processing Company PLC have been interdicted following audit findings by the Ghana Audit Service, which identified an outstanding and unaccounted amount of 4.3 million Ghana cedis linked to the operations of the CPC Consumer Cooperative Shop. Here's more.
The audit, which examined activities covering the 2023 to 2024 and 2024 to 2025 financial years and was completed in March 2026, reportedly uncovered irregularities involving products supplied to the union-run shop located on the company's premises in Tema. According to excerpts of the report cited by Joy Business, the consumer shop operated by workers through their unions had accumulated debts to the company amounting to about 4.3 million cedis as of September 2025 for goods supplied by CPC. The report also indicated that the shop operated rent-free on company premises and did not pay for utilities during the period under review. The auditors cautioned that failure to recover the receivables could adversely affect the company's financial position. The interdicted staff include Theodore Matetaki, Chairman of the Senior Staff Union, Abdul Samed Adams, Chairman of the Junior Staff Union, Georgiani, Principal Accounts Officer, Daniel Mensah, Shopkeeper, Genevieve Parr, Product Research and Development Manager, James Abibio, Production Manager Confectionery, and Michael Lishen, Chief Engineer.
Well, that's it for business news. But don't forget that the AM show is sponsored by Shield Silicone Paint from Azar Group, Syntex Pipes, and Time Herbal Mixture. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we enjoy today's moments, remember to keep your body refreshed and your energy right with Fresh Drop Still Natural Mineral Water. Fresh Drop Still Natural Mineral Water is not just any water. It's natural and mineral rich that keeps you going. So whether you're dancing, cheering, networking, or simply enjoying the moment, Fresh Drop Still Natural Mineral Water helps you stay cool, refreshed, and fully present. So grab a bottle, available in 500 ml, 20-liter jars, and sachets. For bulk purchase or inquiries, call 055-2250-290. And that's it for AM News. For more news, I know a place. Please do log on to myjoyonline.com. My name is Denise Apomaije. Enjoy the rest of the show. Sports is up next. Have a lovely Thursday.
Welcome to Sulas Enterprise, the shop that deals in industrial machinery such as generators, rice millers, water pumps, compressors, and mowers. From the smallest to the largest capacity, at Sulas Enterprise, we give you nothing but the best from the best brands such as Honda and Perkins. When it comes to our generators, we also sell mowers coming from brands like Honda, Briggs and Straton, and Oluma. And when it comes to our water pumps, we offer you brands like Lily, and Pedrolo water pumps. We also sell rice millers for all capacities. We are located at Spintex, Kakalika Plaza. Also, find our various locations as displayed on screen, or call us on the following numbers: 0243-839-463 or 0554-154-416 or 0240-541-493.
Sulas Enterprise, where quality meets affordability.
It's time to believe in you. We are changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. I'm in the valleys. Keep your head up high. Dare to dream with Puma drinks. Yeah, believe it, you can achieve. Oh yeah, clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make we set the oh yeah, come alive. Let me hear you.
Puma drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advert is FDA approved.
Hi, now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park.
Welcome to Safari Valley.
Our electric shuttle pulled up, and in no time our tour began. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the eco park. We were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through orientation and how to better enjoy the experience. Watch these animals roam freely in their natural habitat undisturbed by our presence. We saw zebras, sable antelope, brown crane, mara, silky chicken, nyalas, Shetland ponies, and so many animals I just couldn't keep up. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Then we took a break to have lunch in this serene environment. All this amazing experience for this price for adults, this price for teenagers. It's a bargain. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before dinner by the campfire. It's been a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait till my next visit.
Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
Hi, now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park.
Welcome to Safari Valley.
Our electric shuttle pulled up, and in no time our tour began. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the eco park. We were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through orientation and how to better enjoy the experience. Watch these animals roam freely in their natural habitat undisturbed by our presence. We saw zebras, sable antelope, brown crane, mara, silky chicken, nyalas, Shetland ponies, and so many animals I just couldn't keep up. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Then we took a break to have lunch in this serene environment. All this amazing experience for this price for adults, this price for teenagers. It's a bargain. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before dinner by the campfire. It's been a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait till my next visit.
Safari Valley Eco Park,
bringing you closer to Nigeria.
Hey! Is your tech holding you back? Feeling lost in a maze of outdated gadgets? Relax. Come with me to Configure.
Magic. Now I've been international fashion designer. No more president talk matter beer. Coffee Ghana. Class is oh, number one.
At Configure Ghana, we don't just sell electronics, we transform your life. From office to home appliances and more, we have everything we need to step into the future.
Configure Ghana, classing for Configure Ghana, number one.
Changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. And in the valleys, keep your head up high. Dare to dream with Puma drinks. Yeah, believe it, you can achieve. Oh yeah, clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make we set the blaze. Oh yeah, come alive. Let me hear you.
Puma drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advert is FDA approved.
Time for sports on the AM show. My name is Haruna Mubarak. The segment is brought to you by Litina Travel and Tours 2026 Global Football Festival. Your Litina Travels package includes visa to watch all 3 group stage matches, 3 official match tickets, return charter flights, top-class hotel accommodation, travel insurance, and exclusive access to business networking events across all 3 host nations. Call 0244-260-789 today or visit Litina at Alisa Hotel, Northridge, and secure your spot on this once-in-a-lifetime journey. To our first story, and we start with the Africa Athletics Championships, where the Ghanaian duo of Joseph Poalamwa and Abdul Rashid Saminu missed out on a podium finish in the men's 100 meters final. My colleague Daniel Cranton has more in this report.
So day 2 of the Africa Senior Athletics Championship concluded here on Wednesday at the Legon Sports Stadium. In the men's 100 meters, unfortunately for Ghana, Joseph Poalamwa and Abdul Rashid Saminu, they finished outside the podium. Joseph Poalamwa finished 4th, while Abdul Rashid Saminu finished in 6th place. And the race was won by Africa Games champion Emmanuel Eseme of Cameroon. In the women's 100 meter hurdles, again, Ghana's Britain Yvonne, she also missed out on the podium. She finished 4th, whilst the race favourites, obviously, Toby Amuson, she finished with a gold medal position. So the men's 10,000 meters, William Amposa, he started really well, much to the delight of the home crowd, but unfortunately, he sort of slowed down as the game continued, and he wasn't able to finish on the podium, finished somewhere in 7th place in that race, much to the disappointment of the home crowd. And then in the final event of the day, the mixed 4x4 relay, Ghana just missed out on the podium place. Michael seconds just away from third place Kenya, who beat Ghana to the line. It looked like it was going to be Ghana's first medal of this competition, but unfortunately that did not happen. So Ghana finishes in fourth, and we'll have to move on and look forward to day 3, and hopefully to see whether Ghana or Team Ghana can finally get a place on the medal table.
Meanwhile, the Deputy Director General of the National Sports Authority, Veronica Kome, has addressed concerns over alleged food shortages at the championships. The concerns were raised after South African athletes Aiden Smith complained about athlete treatment and alleged rationing of food at their hostel. Responding to the issue, Kome said organizers were surprised by the claims, but assured that the matter is being handled.
You spoke about the athletes speaking about rationing of food. Personally, I was taken a little aback, I think, for us as organizers, but we do know that there will be complaints and everything. What we have done is to step up to see how we can change some of that narrative, because I go to the dome myself. We are always there. There is a lot of food, so we don't know where that came from. So it is something that I want to give you the assurance that we are working on. In terms of the equipment that did not work yesterday, there was a lot of power trips. I don't know if you saw it. The power kept fluctuating. We had a generator set available to correct that, but a lot of technical difficulties ensured that once we fixed it, it went back to the same. What we have done today is to isolate a lot of the power so that the equipment will have their own power, so we don't have a repeat of what happened yesterday. So that is the update in terms of what we have done. Wi-Fi is also the lights. It is the same thing. So we try to connect, and that will happen again. I don't know if you have it already today, but it's one of the things that we are trying to correct so that you have Wi-Fi, because we do know that you need it to be able to work real time. So we have worked on that as much as possible. I think there was something else. That the media, Wi-Fi, and the noise in the media trading. So these are the things that we have done so far. We are working closely with the athletes to see whatever complaints they have. Unfortunately, it appears that even when people have complaints, they would like to go to the media. I'm one of you, so I understand, without coming to us for us to try to correct it. But once they come to you, you are stakeholders. So it means that we also get to know something they are not communicating to us. So we are trying to work all of this out. Hopefully today is a whole lot better because we have resolved the power issues. The equipment should work. You should be able to see the results real time, the time, so that when you are reporting, it's better. Outstanding will be the Wi-Fi, and we are working on it. And there will be no supporters with you today singing, so that you can work in a very serene atmosphere.
To football now, and Ghana's journey to the FIFA Under-17 World Cup begins today at the Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. Now, Ghana takes on Algeria in their opener at 7 p.m. tonight. Head coach Prosper Nate Ogum has been speaking ahead of the Group D encounter.
Movement with and without the ball were very good, and I think it's a good motivation to us as a technical staff. I think as far as the weather is concerned, I think it's entirely different from Ghana and Ivory Coast. It's very cold here, even though it's sunny. So it's good we've come very early to the start of our first game, which is very good. I'm sure within this week we'll be used to the weather, we'll be ready for it. We are ready, and they are also ready to make sure that we correct these issues. I think a resilient mentality will do the trick for us. They should be very resilient throughout the 90 minutes.
Now let's check out the results of the matches that were played yesterday in the opener of the Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations. There you go. Egypt, they played out a goalless draw with Ethiopia. Yes, they are in Group A at the moment. And we've got Morocco, the host nation, who also played out a 1-1 draw with Tunisia. So no winner there in Group A. And of course, we can go to Group B, where Cote d'Ivoire, they secured a 2-0 win over Cameroon. And of course, Uganda, they thrashed DR Congo by 3-0. So Uganda, they top Group B at the moment, followed by Ivory Coast and of course Cameroon and DR Congo languishing at the bottom of Group B. To the English Premier League now, and Antoine Semenyo, he netted his 16th goal of the season as Manchester City thrashed Crystal Palace 3-0 to keep the heat on league leaders Arsenal. Let's check out the highlights.
Foden's ball in. Guardiola, brilliant save. What a...
In the Spanish La Liga, Barcelona suffered a surprise 1-0 defeat to Deportivo Alaves, ending their hopes of matching the all-time points record of 100. Inter Milan cemented its domination of Italian soccer by securing the league and cup double for the first time since 2010. Inter defeated Lazio 2-0 last night to win the Italian Cup, adding to the Serie A title it clinched with 3 rounds to spare. That's how we wrap up the sports segment on the AM show. My name is Haruna Mubarak.
A very good evening. Welcome along to the Stadio Olimpico. We're all set for live coverage of Lazio against Inter in the final of the Coppa Italia Frecciarossa. Di Marco with the ball in, and it's headed in by Marušić. Marcus Thuram goes across to celebrate. I'm not sure how much he knew about it, but it's Inter who lead in the Coppa Italia Frecciarossa final. Nuno Tavares, he's gone to sleep. Dumfries across, and there's that man, Lautaro Martinez. Another final, another goal for the skipper with a trophy on the line. Time and space for Isaacson. Isaacson, not far wide. Rovella, good ball. Isaacson, Toma Basic goes down, and here's Isaacson for Noslin! Lazio wanted a penalty, Noslin nearly scored. Barella. Good spot to find Di Marco. Luis Enrique now! Should really have found the target and found the net. And that should have been 3-0 Inter. Lazzari. Perfect weight on the pass. He's in behind here. Boulaïdia! And kept out by Martinez's face. Brave goalkeeping from the Spaniard. Thuram still going. And here's a chance for Zielinski. He misses the target. Inter do the domestic double. They've added the Coppa Italia Frecciarossa to their Scudetto crown after league title number 21. Once more, it's a refrain of winner, winner, chicken dinner for the Nerazzurri.
Across Ghana, in communities big and small, ordinary people are doing extraordinary things. This is the Joy News Impact Makers Awards 2026, celebrating those who are changing lives, shaping futures, and building hope. From Bimbila in the northern region, Faith Jakpasu is transforming classrooms through innovation, inclusive learning, and life-changing initiatives for students, teachers, and vulnerable communities. From Aflao in the Volta region, Felix Akakbo is building schools, supporting students, and investing in the future of an entire community. In health, from Winneba in the central region, Amos Ando is turning his personal battle with sickle cell into a national movement for awareness, prevention, and policy change. From Nkwanta in the Oti region, Bless Lantam is delivering life-changing healthcare to hard-to-reach communities, even in the face of conflict. From Insawamed Wejri in the eastern region, Antonio Say is restoring mobility, dignity, and opportunity through prosperity aesthetics, and outreach across Ghana. From Adenta in the Greater Accra region, Valerie Ajatia is empowering amputees with hope, rehabilitation, and the courage to rebuild their lives. From Anyanui and Loga in the Volta region, Reverend Christian Valeto is rescuing, treating, and reintegrating neglected mental health patients back into society. From Akuse in the Eastern region, Alberta Ayite is mentoring, educating, and empowering over 1,000 girls to dream beyond limitations. From Breku in the Central region, Isabella Akwabwa fighting period poverty and equipping women and girls with skills for independence. In Wash, from Sirigu in the Upper East region, Dr. Anthony Akunzile is improving livelihoods through clean water, education, and economic opportunities for women. From Akache in the Volta region, Senyor Bomita is transforming communities through schools, clean water, healthcare access, and youth empowerment. And for the Corporate Partner Award from the Cape Coast Youth Development Association is empowering thousands of young people through education, skills training, and community development. These are not just finalists. These are change makers. They are nation builders. They are Ghana's true heroes. Join News Impact Makers Awards, celebrating ordinary people making extraordinary impacts. Who takes this home?
The 2026 Join News Impact Makers Awards is brought to you by Ghana CEO Summit, a decade of leadership impact. Labadi Beach Hotel, Ayuda, Ghana's #1 services app. Abakun, Services Bebre, New Crystal Hospital, growing in good health. Sulas Enterprise, where quality meets affordability. Water Aid Ghana, change starts with water. Ghana Chamber of Mines.
Plugging and enjoying coconut water on hot days. Cooking, singing, drumming, and dancing are some of the ways she winds down after hectic weeks of work at the office and on the field. Maria Abba Lovelace Johnson's work at the Food and Drugs Authority keeps her at work for long hours, but she finds ways of making time for her children.
I mean, being a woman and doing all this, and let me say, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. It is a loaded work, but then you do it with joy too, because God has given you that. So sometimes you just want time. Most of the time, I don't even have a lot of time for them. That's why sometimes when it's their vacation, I also take my leave. So you can be let's just be here together and all of that.
Maria, now a director of inspectorate, was attracted to the FDA due to her love for food.
I was posted there as one, and two, I actually wanted, I like something food.
Okay.
I like food.
It was an interest that pushed you there.
Yes, and it was a new thing. And as I said, I like new things. I like things that I make something out of. I want to be part of something that is new. So when they started in 97 and I finished school in 98, so just 1 year after they had started. So I thought they were at their preparatory stage. I mean, very fundamental, very early stages.
You could add
something, we could transform, we could do something, make something out of nothing. I just love that.
Wow.
Yes, so I said, if it's a new organization, why not? Especially because I love food and it has the food bit in it. I actually wanted to work in an industry.
She has since climbed the career path at the same office for 28 years. First entering for her national service.
I was climbing up the ladder, so 2000, so 99 September, actually, after I finished my national service in August, 99 September, I was employed as a temporary officer, and in on the 1st of January 2000, I had the regular employment with the public service. So that's 1st January 2000. And then 3 years after 2003, 1st January as well, I had my regulatory of the promotion. Those days were 3 years. Then in 2006, I had my senior regulatory officer.
Wow.
Then between senior regulatory and principal, now the 4 years even moved to 5 years at a point.
Yeah.
So we had it as 5 years. So I became the principal regulatory officer in 2011. Then 2015, back to 4 years, I became a chief regulatory officer. So by 2015, as far as the rank was concerned, I'd finished.
Wow.
So in the past 11 years, I got to the highest rank as chief regulatory officer. Until in 2021, we have a directorship coming in.
Maria prides herself for instituting some innovations at the authority.
By virtue of being a pioneer, there are so many things that were done because you were there.
Yeah.
I mean, as I was talking about, maybe, in fact, many that maybe I haven't even thought of. There are so many. If I should say that the very first checklist for inspections was designed by, it was very instrumental in getting it designed. And which one?
Which is still being used.
Which is, yes, it's being improved upon. First evaluation, the very first evaluation sheet that was done so that we could have the parameters that we need and all of that. And all of these, I wouldn't say I'm very proud of, because I think any pioneer has the duty of doing it. If you're a pioneer in a place, you have to make it happen.
That's true.
As a pioneer of the food division, I didn't have a choice in the matter.
Wow.
Work had to go on, and we had to find ways and means of getting the work going on.
Wow.
Especially as I had learned from the drugs division whilst I was with them. I just had to do some transfer of the knowledge, tweak and do all sorts of things.
So where you loved most.
Exactly, where I loved most, and where I could get that one going. So I don't really, that's why I say, which one am I proud of? I'm finding it difficult. I feel it's my work. I had to do it.
You had to do
it, yeah.
The diligence she exhibits at her work continues at home, organizing how the house should look and how everyone must align is a priority for her.
Really tough sometimes. You have to even go to school open day. You have to go and see, as you have the open day, you have a meeting starting. So they will start the open day around 6, and you can just go quickly. You'll have a meeting. You have to be in the office at 9, and you have to go and see what is happening there. You have to, and then I can't find my socks. I can't do this. So one of the things to that think I can do is organization. Well, they have to be well organized, so that and then again, thanks to Wesley Girls, the getting well organized thing comes from that training. You can see some of the houses, their lockers are even so small. We fold our things very well, and I mean, as if it's ironed. You fold so that I'm going to take this out. You pick it up, you pull this out, you pull those that you're hanging, they hang, so that at any point in time when you get there, you know what you are picking. The same way, if you are going to school, let's put your lunchbox together. The things that can be put in. If it's a sandwich that can be done the next morning, you wake up quickly. We do it.
So include them in the planning.
I do. So you have to. Yes, you include them in the planning, and they get to know the benefit. That they don't wake up the next morning looking for their socks, looking for their shoes, looking for their singlets
and their homework.
And their homework, yes. So they have to finish. So it's all about including them in the planning and letting them plan well, and know that when you plan well, everything will be easy. Everything becomes like concerts. As I always tell them, that let's do as if we are acting out a concert. I mean, all of us will be fine. So you try and do that. Then when it's time for work to go.
Maria has hardly paused since her national service. Now a PhD candidate, she tells of her mother's advice on education that still resonates with her.
I grew up knowing that as for school, you have to go. My mother had a saying that better than the one who hasn't gone to school. So even if I was going to sell that old beef and fish, I had to finish the highest level of school I can.
Maria, who believes career mothers have less time for their children, shares a secret that has helped her as a mother to enable her children feel her presence more than her absence.
You can do what I have to do humanly possible, I do. And then leave the rest with God for direction. So we have time together.
And you get to hear more from them.
Exactly, telling me, and they keep talking. Sometimes they talk and
but you have to make time to listen.
Yes.
That's the time most parents have to listen to.
Yes, that's the time.
Otherwise,
most parents, they will go, especially around this time, they will be influenced by others. So at least, hey, you know what happened? We went here and they will be, hey, this good thing. No. This girl and this boy, they are doing this, no good though. And they are, you see, when they themselves will be, so when they are even talking, I try and eavesdrop to see. And then when they are watching something, I'll try and, what are they watching? And say what they are doing. I just sneak on them and see which, your phone, let me see. And then I see what is happening.
Yeah.
I mean, because the days are dangerous. We are in the LGBTQI era and all of that. So we don't want any such thing. So as much as we don't have that time, we make the time for them, because what is everything else if they don't turn out well?
And her children totally adore the sacrifice.
Mommy, thank you for everything that you have done for us. We appreciate your sacrifices and your love. Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, thank you so much, Mommy Araba.
Thank you, Mommy, for all the things you've done for me. Like taking me on holidays. I promise to you that I will utilize all resources available to me to make sure that I become the person you want me to be. And through Jesus Christ's name, I will do it. Amen. Thank you very much. Happy Mother's Day to you, Mommy.
Thank you.
To ease the burden of childcare on mothers, the FDA regulator strongly advocates for the implementation of the 6 months exclusive breastfeeding with the help of organizations so it can be workable.
We have the LI 1667, that is the breastfeeding promotion regulation, that the children should have 6 months exclusive breastfeeding, and I did it. So what I did then was I had to be expressing.
Yeah.
So you express and store, you come. But if there is a nursery there, why express and store?
Your workplace.
A little time, you just go and then you go there, whatever, you take your child, you give. I think it's a good idea. Only if you are also okay with your children mixing with other children. So it depends on the age.
Yeah.
The ages of the ladies there.
Yeah.
If an organization that has many ladies and around same time you have about 6 in one room or 7.
All getting pregnant and giving birth at the same time.
That is where the danger is. But if it's just 1 or 2 children in a nursery, I think it's fine. But when the organizations have that, it's fine. They do acknowledge that women are working as well and their children need their breast.
It won't be destructive? You don't think so?
They will work around it. They will work around it.
She, however, cautions women not to rely on their gender to be excuse-driven, as that can negatively affect their career growth.
I don't play with work.
Okay.
I take it that if you take work as what is going to put food on your table, and as I told you, I love food. I don't want to go hungry.
Yeah.
So I don't have to play with work.
That will give you the food.
That will give me the food to give to the children.
Yeah.
And also, I don't believe in this kind of feminism where I don't even think that's feminism. I don't believe in the fact that because I'm a woman, I should be given a certain privilege. Because I'm a woman, I don't have to get to work at a certain time because of children. If you do that, when the promotions come, you will not get as well, because then the man will be available at all times. If a man is going to be available, then a woman should be available, apart from the maternity leave time.
Yeah.
So even in pregnancy, I remember my first child, till the day I delivered, I was going to work. Even when your husband is around, he believes that you have to do ABC and all of those things. It gets really tough. And sometimes the husbands themselves turn into babies themselves.
The firstborn.
So it's difficult. I must acknowledge that. But when you have a goal ahead of you, you say, I am doing ABC to get this. Without a job, how are you going to take care of them? So they are important. They are those that you want to take care of. However, you need the job to get them to get where they are. So it's really, once again, coming back to difficult. That's why I started that. It is God.
Becoming a mother almost cost her dearly, as she was once declared clinically dead after delivering her second child. Despite this and other similar challenges, coupled with demanding schedules, the chief regulator, interior decorator, family caterer, musician, and instrumentalist juggles them all so orderly and, most importantly, happily, so much that it gets infectious. And oh, she made sure my crew and I joined her at her mini studio. For Joy News, I am Hannah Otam.
Ghana, get ready for the ultimate athletics showdown. The African Senior Athletics Championship is coming home.
Let's go, baby!
Live at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, Legon. Watch Africa's finest take center stage from Kenya, Nigeria, Botswana, South Africa, Zambia, and many more elite athletes from across the continent. And flying the flag high for Ghana, Benjamin Azamati and Samino Abdul Rashid. This is African excellence on full display. Don't miss it. Live at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium from May 12 to May 17, 2026. The 24th African Athletics Championship. Powered by the Ministry of Sports and Recreation, the Confederation of African Athletics, and Ghana Athletics.
Hi, now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park. Welcome to Safari Valley Eco Park. Our electric shuttle pulled up, and in no time our tour began. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the Eco Park. We were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through orientation and how to better enjoy the experience. Watch these animals roam freely in their natural habitat undisturbed by our presence. We saw zebras, sable antelope, brown cranes, mara, silky chicken, nyalas, Shetland ponies, and so many animals I just couldn't keep up. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Then we took a break to have lunch in this serene environment. All this amazing experience for this price for adults, this price for teenagers. It's a bargain. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before dinner by the campfire. It has been a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait till my next visit.
Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
Welcome to Sulas Enterprise, the shop that deals in industrial machinery such as generators, rice millers, water pumps, compressors, and mowers. From the smallest to the largest capacity, at Sulas Enterprise, we give you nothing but the best from the best brands such as Honda and Perkins. When it comes to our generators, we also sell mowers coming from brands like Honda, Briggs and Straton, and Oliuma. And when it comes to our water pumps, we offer you brands like Lily, brooding, and Pedrono water pumps. We also sell rice millers for all capacities. We are located at Spintex Kakalika Plaza. Also, find our various locations as displayed on screen, or call us on the following numbers: 0243-839-463 or 0554-154-416 or 0240-541-493.
Sulas Enterprise, where quality meets affordability.
So much for staying with us. This is the AM show. Time now to review the news. It's been quite a busy week already. I'm excited that it is Thursday because Friday is in sight. But anyway, we're joined this morning by Professor Smart Sapon, researcher and political analyst. Yesterday, you saw him here. He gave us a very detailed presentation on cost of living, and I like to tie it into the projected fuel price increases. And so we'll have a good conversation on that. Aaron Osedu-Entry is member of the NPP communications team. Solomon Owusu is director of communications, the United Party. If you didn't know, his name is Sonny Rocky as well. A little later, we shall be joined by Hamza Suhini. He's a lawyer and member of the NDC communications team. I think the last time I said Hamza is getting notorious for being late. Right?
You are not far from right, but
right.
Let's see how it goes.
You want to spare him, right? Okay. Well, let's start with the newspapers. I'm just going to run you through what's been happening in front of the newspapers. I'm starting with the Daily Guide this morning. First one, Asante Akyem North MP arrested in Amsterdam after 1 year FBI chase. Story is on page 3. And also on page 6, if you go to page 6 of the Daily Guide, Abronyeri arrested, caged for 2 weeks over judge comment. Stories on page 6. Carlos Ahinkra eyes NPP National Treasurer. Stories on page 3. And as well, the former vice president and the NPP's flag bearer is in front of the Daily Guide. Says that you will account for abuse of state power. Stories on page 3. Charles Hospital midwife arrested for child trafficking is on page 6. An East Legon businessman grabbed over intimate videos. Story is on page 6 of the Daily Guide this morning. I'll take you to the Insight. Carlos Ahinkra eyes NPP National Treasurer position. Story is on page 5. And as well, ex-CJ IEA speak on why Ghana must run. Well, Goldfield's Takwa mine as well is on page 3. Madam Sophia Akufo's photo is there. You know how she's been quite passionate about the mining sector or natural resources. Sorry, it's on page 3. And as well, Tinubu is spending like a drunkard sailor, borrowing without plans. So dear, it's on page 3 of the Insight. Obasanjo has been smashing him. Lands Minister unveils Ghana's massive reforestation vision at UN Forum. You're interested in that story? It's on page 5 of the Insight. Quickly as well, I'll take you to the New Republic. Says that I have a twin. Detained MP pleads alibi. Invented ghost twin brother to escape FBI. Seek diplomatic cover in Dutch cells. Because this story is taking quite a center stage in our discussions. I will just read just a bit of it. It's on page 5. It says that I have a twin. The handcuffed clicked shut. The Ghanaian MP, armed with a diplomatic passport, thought he could talk his way out. Instead, he invented a ghost. Well, this paper can confirm that Ghanaian authorities have dispatched a team to Asante Akyem North to confirm whether Ohene Kwame Frimpong, the Ghanaian Member of Parliament currently in the grip of the Dutch law enforcers, is a twin. Reliable sources close to the embassy in Hague have disclosed to the New Republic that upon his arrest at Schiphol Airport, some people say Schiphol, people say Schiphol, airport, early hours of Sunday, May 10, 2026, Ohene Kwame Frimpong, the embattled independent MP for Asante Akyem North, immediately claimed he was not the real culprit. According to the sources, Frimpong told investigators that all the financial crimes, the 32 million money laundering, that's in dollars actually, the romance scams, the links to international fraud syndicates were committed by his twin sibling. Now, the problem, as the paper is reporting, is the twin brother does not exist. Law enforcers in Ghana, working in close collaboration with the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation, quickly established that Frimpong has no twin. None. Zero. The alibi collapsed within hours. So this is the New Republic giving us an update, and they can confirm the story that I've just read to you. Punch Africa, Agboja cracks down on lazy contractors. NPA rolls out 24-hour field service. Asante Akyem MP held the Netherlands. New legal education bill takes off soon. Stories on page 5. SHS feeding crisis resolved. The Minister for Education has been speaking. And the spider quickly. Inside the Chinese mining company Longshine, slave wages, visa fraud, and a system that looked away. Part 1. This is an investigative piece. It's on page 3. I'll just read a bit to you. 3-month-long investigation into the controversial removal of Chinese mining from Longshine from Sweat Mining Concession at Prestia, Bondaye, has uncovered what sources describe as a deeply entrenched web of labor exploitation, immigration breaches, and possible institutional blind spots. What initially appeared to be a routine operational dispute has now spiraled into a potential national scandal, one that raises urgent questions about oversight, enforcement, and the protection. I'm trying to get the crux of the story for you. Workers claim they were subjected to grueling schedules without resting days, operating in hazardous conditions with minimal protective equipment. Monthly wages were reportedly as low as 1,000 Ghana cedis, far below what industry observers consider acceptable for the risk involved. If you're interested in that story, it's on page 3 of the Spider. That will be all for the newspapers, I think. We didn't get much today, but that's just it. I'll definitely direct you. What is the news without visiting myjoyonline.com? We get the most credible stories, one that you can trust, on myjoyonline.com. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning, Akosua. Trust the day is going well.
Well, it started quite well. I'm excited. Tomorrow is Friday.
You are excited?
Yes,
Friday.
yes.
What is with Friday?
Tomorrow, we've got a special event at the Labadi Beach Hotel at 7 p.m.
You have taste.
Yes.
You want to organize programs at places where some of us...
Actually, you're so invited. So yeah, you can come very. Let me tell you, you'll be happy about it because we're awarding impact makers.
Oh, that's good.
They're sort of contributing to real change and impact in our society and our communities. So come on, I'd love to see this.
Oh, that I'll come. Once you are not inviting politicians to come and give rhetorical statements.
No, wouldn't do that.
They destroy, they don't build.
Yeah,
understand?
but you're a politician.
No, I'm not distancing myself from them because I realize that they are not there to serve anybody. If you give me the power, I'll give it back to the entrepreneurs, the real change makers.
Okay.
They are the people that as a country we must always be rewarding. They are the ones keeping the economy together, not the so-called rhetoric.
Tomorrow is not for politicians.
Fantastic.
Today is for you politicians. Tomorrow is for change makers.
Then I'll come and cheer them up.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
You're looking good.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hello, former colleague. How are you doing?
Oh, you recognize me?
Yes. I have a very sharp vision.
Yes.
I hope you're well.
I never knew that you are so much interested in Fridays. Probably it is the Labadi bit.
Yes.
And I'm so surprised that Sulu was speaking about politicians in that way, but he's here to speak on behalf of a politician.
Yeah. He says for tomorrow he won't be a politician.
Today he is talking about entrepreneurs.
No, you won't keep quiet. They formed about 40 committees. I know you have been doing so well. I'm one of the few communicators who is actually holding on the fort to assure them of
where are you headed with this?
Maintaining their 41.74% or reduce it down.
Where are you headed with this?
They formed about 40 committees. And my brother Alampan's name is nowhere to be found. I'm even surprised that he's sitting here to come and defend the MPP.
That quickly.
You are responding?
When you pick our constitution, I brought it here.
It's not true.
In fact, yesterday he did same to me on a system.
It's not true.
Okay, so
let me tell you the show.
Hang on.
Solo, let me
he has been denied opportunity to serve the party. He's out.
No, but he's here serving the party.
Please.
My goodness.
Yes. When you pick our constitution,
this constitution,
and you read Article 3,
it's not true.
Clause 4, Paragraph 1A, it talks about duties of a member. And the primary duty of a member is to promote and defend the good name of the party.
Let me tell you.
When they had not even formulated the committee, I was waking up in the morning.
The truth of the matter is that because he's
you know something.
The man is so bootlicking. You see?
No, you guys. Okay, wait.
They have destroyed their party from that.
I'm holding a letter.
What letter is this?
I'm holding a letter written by Darocha to the party when his boss went on a midterms in 2008. You know Alan Martin likes going on midterms, leaving the party.
Wait a minute. Did you come here for the United Party?
You did that to me.
The truth of the matter is that he has been denied the opportunity of serving on the committee.
Hang on.
Let me read the last paragraph. This is what Darocha says. He says, in the light of the latest statement, it is my considered view that it will not be in the best interest of the MPP to receive Mr. Alan Martin back into the party. He will become a disruptive factor in the party, a stumbling block, and a loose cannon. The party has an election to win. We should concentrate our effort on the task ahead and let him go his way in peace. You know, since we didn't heed onto it, in 2024,
I don't know
in 2024, he became a stumbling block to us. For me, I believe that this party is not inherited. That when somebody did not get an opportunity to serve, he goes haywire and decides to leave the party.
Fantastic. So that
cannot be done.
The truth of the matter is that you must be happy that indeed Darocha's view or vision
you have enforced
has been enforced. You should rather be happy that now that Alan is out, your party is going to do well. But that goes contrary to what yesterday on your own network Akomia came to do. Akomia only came to beg that the person that you view as being destructive, as according to Darocha, should not be part of the MPP. Your communication chairman is begging that he comes back. You see how you people are so disoriented, disjointed, and that is why I thought the likes of you will be given an opportunity to serve on one of the
Solomon, I have a sharp quick question. I have it. Hang on.
But with this,
both of you,
your 20% is assured.
Both of you, it will be too early to start muting microphones. It will be too early to start muting microphones. And you know the privileges that is extended to you when you're sitting by me. So behave, Sonny Rocky.
I'll take you over.
Okay. It's not an MPP-UP debate this morning.
What about this?
It was why the committee at the pay. It's on salary.
I'm a member of a committee. I'm a member of a committee. I'm a member of the Employment and Labour Committee.
My goodness,
I cannot be the platform. We are even meeting tomorrow.
Congratulations on that. Now let's go to other matters arising this morning.
China will get you in an election and beat Alanchema.
So you guys, I think that yesterday you had an unfinished business, and then you have a consensus to come and settle it on my desk this morning.
I just got an information that Hamza being late was resolving issues at the African Games.
Yeah, look at him.
Hamza, you're not aware that the country
I'm not a sports.
It's not. Okay, well, team, welcome. I hope you have had a good week. I saw Prof yesterday. Yeah. Hamza, you were quite unwell last week. I hope you're well today.
Yeah, I guess I'm getting better.
Okay. So, well, let's start with, of course, the Prof, correct me, is it Asante Akyem North or Asante Akyem North?
Akyem North.
Akyem North.
Akyem is if you want to speak the tree in English.
Oh, okay.
But the tree itself is Akyem.
Okay. I've seen that's being used interchangeably. Yeah. All right. Let me start with you, Prof. How does the entire story come to you? How does it come to you?
Well,
his detention, the fact that the U.S. had issued a warrant to get him detained and all of that. How does the whole story come to you?
Right. So I don't know how the people of Asante Akyem North will be feeling by now, but I'm sure it is a little somehow disturbing over there that their member of parliament would be said to be on a list. People are looking for him for well over a year, and they had to track him somewhere around the Netherlands. To them, I feel for them. We are not previewed with the details of the entire matter, and I'm sure whatever the allegations may be, the MP would be having access to quality lawyers who could have the issue properly dealt with when it comes up finally before a proper court. But the entire impression that he's been on a certain list, wanted list, for a year, that is what strikes me most. Why? The US have representatives here in Ghana. The FBI, all the security agencies have their attaches at the embassies. And so they've seen this man here in Ghana for well over the period they are talking about. If they really needed him, I'm sure it wouldn't have been difficult getting a man like him. He's not one man within somewhere, corner, somewhere you cannot see. He's a public figure, a member of parliament. Mm-hmm. It is that contradiction that beats my mind. That, are you sure somebody like me, somebody who say he's looking for me for well over a year, just come and wait somewhere at the entrance of multimedia and you are likely to see me? And same would have been the case of the member of parliament. So it is early days yet. Some of these things we are hearing somehow can be debated, but perhaps there are some details we do not have. Okay. So it's a bad news to the people of Asante Akyem. I know that your MP will be in the news for something like this. But the issues unfolding for me is quite inconsistent. I don't know what they mean by he's been on a wanted list for a year. More than a year. And this is a man you see every parliament. He's not one unknown person. He's a known person. They could have even written to parliament that, a member of your house is needed for some questioning in relation to FBI, blah, 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 those things. So maybe as the issue unfolds, you'll get to know the real details. As for some of these things, it's quite inconsistent. And it would be difficult for me to believe how somebody like him would be on a wanted list for about a year. And you have to track him somewhere in Netherlands. Here in Ghana, the US can request for his presence and everything.
Let me ask Hamza, who's a lawyer, and I'll pick it up from where you have just landed, because the narrative so far is that, well, yes, here in Ghana, he could have been, whatever happened in the Netherlands could have happened in Ghana. You've also heard the theory that says that maybe it's because they do not trust the investigative bodies in Ghana. This is why they decided to go the Netherlands route. many have said that that's not true. I mean, if I follow how the FBI works, Haja Foril, though as a Ghanaian, was not arrested in Ghana, was not detained in Ghana, was detained in the UK. So when I heard that, I just thought, why not? This is a bit of some international law, trying to want to see the sovereignty of a country's law, people advancing the argument of the MP's immunity and how it comes to play. Of course, it only happens in Ghana here. But Hamza, some legal directions on this. This is consultation.
Oh, no, I don't think that I am seized with knowledge of international law when it comes to matters of this nature. But what I know, and sorry, good morning to everyone. Good morning to our cherished viewers out there. What I do know is that this is not the first time we are having to deal with this. I remember somewhere before the 2008 general election or so, or much earlier, there was 2005. There was also another NPP,
Erica
Martin, who was picked up in the United States of America or so, for alleged involvement in cocaine-related transactions. And so, for me, it borders on our institutional scrutiny as a republic, because I know that laws regulate the conduct of all of us, especially in Ghana. For example, if you want to be a member of parliament, there are certain laid-down rules that you ought to observe, and the Electoral Commission is specifically mandated to ensure that anybody putting him or herself up for election actually qualifies according to the laws of elections. Now, the critical question we should be asking is that, is the Electoral Commission doing its duty when it comes to issues of those who are truly qualified to put themselves up for election? That's one leg of it. Another leg of it has to do with the responsibility placed on political parties, which are also a creation of law. As political parties, do we also do our duty by ensuring effective scrutiny of those who put themselves up for elections?
Yeah.
And I asked this question about a year ago in relation to even Chairman Wontumi, and how he was able to eventually find his way to be elected chairman of the new patriotic party in the Ashanti region. Because you see, the danger is that there is the risk of those who have serious legal questions to answer to begin to go into politics and use politics as a cover for their illicit activities. And we ought to be worried as a responsible republic, because it is not just the reputation of these people, it is also the reputation of Ghana. So the political parties must up the game. Today, anybody with the deepest of pockets is allowed to contest for elections in Ghana. Yeah. All you need to do is to go to one of the political parties and pick a form, and you are good to go. And if they deny you access, you go independent. So these are the questions we should be asking. It is not about who has been picked up where.
What's the challenge of a person contesting an independent seat, especially if the person belongs to a political party? Then we can invite the thorough vetting. And then the paradox between a person is not guilty until proven guilty. So there could be allegations leveled.
No, but you see,
what can a vetting really do?
We can do effective vetting in the sense that the political parties themselves can write to state investigative bodies. The CID, Interpol. Are there any questions just for clearance about this candidate? That should inform even the vetting outcome of such a candidate. Because remember, even normal jobs, if you apply, some of them require CID clearance, police clearance. And if you are not able to get a police clearance, you are not given the job.
So for an independent candidate such as this one, who should be invited to this job?
The electoral commissioner. Because the person is going to apply to become a candidate on the ticket of an independent political party, or of an independent party, whatever you call it, or just independent. The issue is that the political party, even after the parties vet and send their candidates for approval in a way by the Electoral Commission, the Electoral Commission must also have its own internal mechanisms of ensuring whether indeed the candidates that have been sent to them by political parties actually meet the requirements of the law. And they themselves can write officially to these state institutions or security institutions to ask for clarity when it comes to these individuals so that they are given clearance.
Paint a picture for me, and I'm staying with you. For example, if a party does all of these things that you're doing, and then there are questions around the potential candidates. It's not that they have been convicted.
Gives them the right to either disqualify or qualify a candidate.
But if the person is not guilty of any crime?
Yes, he's not guilty of any crime, but you can do your own assessment and say that, look, because of A, B, C, and D, you have not met the requirements. If the person has any issues, he can go to court to challenge him.
Okay.
It happens. Haven't we had that political parties have disqualified candidates?
Oh, yeah.
The reasons for disqualifications are mostly not known. In some cases, they are known. And if the people have issues with it, then they go to court and challenge him. And so for me, this is one critical point we have to look at. As for why the Electoral Commissioner, what was the name? The FBI or Interpol or United States of America decided to arrest a gentleman outside the country. It is a political debate we can have. Because I'm pretty much convinced that even Ghana, as a responsible country, can elect to do so. Yeah. Especially in the case of Ken Ofori-Atta. Yeah. You think that if Ghana had the network to be able to get Ken Ofori-Atta out in any other country, apart from the United States of America, as we see today, they wouldn't exercise it. If you wake up tomorrow and hear that Ken Ofori-Atta is in London, why do you think that he's not also traveling? Ghana would sidestep the extradition processes, which can sometimes be cumbersome, and also go and get him there if we have the resources too. So it is a choice for the United States of America to exercise.
So far, what little amount of courtesies can he enjoy as a member of parliament?
I don't think that it will.
That will be zero.
It will play as far as his Netherlands or whichever country he is in now is concerned. I don't think that
he's not considered.
At best, Parliament would assist him with legal representation and be in touch with the investigative bodies. That is what I see happening. But for me, I am waiting for the outcome. Not to say that the gentleman is guilty or not, but I always believe that before you put up yourself for an elective position, you must be above reproach. Your character, your integrity must not be one that people will question. And so for me, that has been my posture. And regardless of the political party you associate with, my sympathies are mostly towards the system than for the individual. Okay. Because look, whichever way you look at it, you are not the only person who is a member of parliament or appointed to occupy a certain specific position. Why you? You have to look at your own self. And know that when it comes to service, integrity and credibility are critical components of service, not just what you provide for the community.
Okay.
So my sympathies... look, it's okay for me to express my sympathies as far as his condition is concerned and also sympathize with the constituents. But the reality of the matter is that even Ghana must be interested in the outcome of this matter as to whether or not he's guilty.
Okay.
Then we can use that to inform policy so that we keep characters that we consider unhelpful to our democratic space out of that democratic space.
Sonny Rocky, what do you anticipate? Hey, Shay.
Sonny, what?
I can be a CIA. You never know. Maybe I'm a CIA agent. You never know.
What is happening? Yesterday you were bruised.
My father gave me Usu. He's giving me Sonny Rocky.
You are on record to give the background story why you're called Sonny Rocky.
So now I'm sorry, Mr. Usu.
Now, okay. So, what do you anticipate could be the worst? If you follow many of these kind of stories, you can dare say that the United States usually would have enough evidence before they even start to detain you or anything. Tell me the politics behind why, if this indeed started a year ago, he wasn't picked or requested to have been extradited from Ghana, and why they thought to use the Netherlands route. And what would this mean to Parliament? In fact, if he misses the 15-day sitting when Parliament, resumes, what would that mean?
So definitely there will be a by-election in Asante Akyem North. Just a matter of time, because I got wind of this whole issue a year ago. I knew he was under investigation. Not just him. There are a lot of people who have committed crimes in the U.S. who are walking about. Some are musicians, some are politicians. They will be picked as well. I know for a fact. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. But you see...
Let me not cut you. So are you saying that until this news broke, you would say, for example, Iyoko or any of these...
But Iyoko was in the know. Iyoko was in the know.
Would know. See, okay. When it comes did they have a duty to say it for us to know, or they're not compelled?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay.
You have to do their investigation.
So what does the law say? Iyoko, did it have... I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Does it compel Iyoko to at least tell us, because he's a member of parliament, tell us that such a person is under investigation and we shouldn't be hearing it first when he had been detained in Netherlands? Maybe they should have, maybe say something about it. Do you think they were in the know?
I don't know whether they were in the know or not. But
is it possible it could have happened without they being...
Absolutely. I'm sure that maybe they would have had communication channels with Iyoko. But it does not mean that Iyoko itself needed to make that information public, especially when it was a matter, even it is still a matter under investigation.
Okay, all right.
So Iyoko was in the known, and matters to do with MPs are also complicated. You cannot even arrest them when they are on their way to parliament or when they are going to a whole lot of them. And thankfully for the US, the man traveled out of the jurisdiction, and so they got him on a silver platter. But you just read a story this morning.
Yes.
I don't know how authentic it is.
Well, I quoted the New Republic.
Because the kind of thing that they are saying is very serious. How did they get to know that on his arrest or upon his arrest, he said he was a twin? I am curious to find out.
Because I was also curious. That is why I read a portion of it. But they were very emphatic. They said that reliable sources close to the embassy in Hague have disclosed to the New Republic that upon his arrest.
Okay, so they contacted, at least the embassy would have gotten to the authorities in the Netherlands, and then they probably...
Would this be the Ghanaian embassy?
Yeah, the Ghanaian embassy. The Ghanaian embassy, they would contact.
And the Ghanaian embassy will throw their own under the bus like this? Really?
No, but...
Is it normal?
If it is white, it is white. If it is black, it is black. You can't do anything about it. I mean... And don't let anybody feel sorry. You see, there is a reason why everyone has a name. Sometimes when things of this nature... I remember very well in 2005 when the Martin's case came up and people were doing politics and the MPP was so down then. And I said, why? Why must a party bring upon itself an activity of an individual? That is an individual who has been caught. I don't think when he was going to do it, he informed the entire party that this was my business activity, for which reason after success, I'll bring 10% or 20% to the party. He would have shared it with his family alone, you understand? But the real issue, it's not him alone. The quality, why the reason why people go to parliament, enter our policies, is what is at play. I can bet my last person that a lot of people are not there to serve. It is to use it as a shield. We see it daily. We are hypocrites. We see people sharing items, sharing money. When as a matter of fact, we know their salary levels. We know how much is paid to parliamentarians.
Their salary money may not be their money. They have sponsors. We've talked about political party sponsorship or politicians.
My goodness. So maybe don't let us go there. We know it. Look, as we speak, there are people facing prosecution in our law courts, yet they are busily filing to occupy political positions. What does that tell you? And the political parties are sitting unconcerned. How can you risk it? That is a 50-50 situation. The person could be exonerated or acquitted, or could be pronounced guilty. So if you are a party, you take that precautionary measure not to allow such situations to go through. That is why we are where we are. The love for money. The fact that today, if Emefa decides to go and contest, the first thing that the constituents will ask is whether or not Emefa has money. Everyone will be coming to you as though you are an ATM. It's the reason I don't envy any me if you come and tell me to go and contest any parliamentary seat, contest so that you come and take my money. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. Because me coming to serve you, who pays for service? That I'm coming to serve you. That I still pay bribe to you. I won't. I'd rather live in my quiet corner and then observe. Because our system has been destroyed to the levels that if you go into... I met an MP who was sharing his experience with me. When he was entering into politics or into parliament, he had a lot of lands. He was a professional medical doctor. He was doing very well. He entered into politics and he lost all because every day, if it's a hospital, people who have impregnated others are coming for their money. Those that are going to party are coming. Everyone is coming for money. So how do you survive it?
So the people set the candidates up to want to find money by all means.
Yeah, so
is it the people or is the candidates?
So the candidates have also realized what the people want. So whichever means, we will get the money. And once we get the money, we come and buy your conscience and get to parliament. And once we get to parliament, we are immune from a lot of problems. I mean, we are shielded by the powers wielded by parliamentarians.
I mean, this immunity, is it unlimited?
No, but for now...
definitely has interpretation under it.
No, but for so far, it seems to be unlimited in our part of the world. There are a lot of... You see, if they are going to do meticulous job in there, we will find a lot. Like I told you, from where I sit, I know a lot of people are on the radar. You understand? Okay. It's just a matter of time. Some of the big names you hear, it's a matter of time.
For example?
I won't tell you now because it's a matter of time.
You don't trust me.
Oh, if I tell you, it's gone viral. Yeah. But it's a matter of time. I don't want people to be having running so back this morning. But they themselves know. They
are watching us this morning.
They know.
And they know.
They know.
Okay.
You understand? Because the last time Kofi-Addo went, remember, you know Kofi-Addo?
Yes.
He said, it's not true, it's not true. Kofi-Addo hasn't come back. Kofi-Addo is resting in the US. Look, when they pick you from here to the US, finito.
So for example...
Who will come and spend money on you and pay plane ticket? They buy plane ticket and come and pick you from Ghana to the US to go and what? Observe there.
So whatever this man does, he shouldn't go to the US.
What I'm saying is that by now they are preparing the distance between Amsterdam and New York is about 7 hours or so. By now they are preparing him, hand over to the US authorities, and they start. You understand? So let's face it. I know they can do the back and forth with it, but it will end up in a by-election. But I saw something for my brothers in the MPP, which is not good for them. Immediately, this matter was reported by the Parliament of Ghana. All of them en bloc. He started, is there an NDC? He caucuses with the NDC. And so,
a fact?
Now, but you see, sometimes history does not teach them right. In 2005, even when a member of their party, Amwatin, was caught, he was a sitting member of parliament for the MPP. The party, and I agreed with the party then. In fact, those days, I fought the NDC that, look, you cannot visit the sins of an individual or an entire political party. So the party then, through Haruna Iseku, then the chairman of the party, issued a statement and said that it was a reckless and perilous adventure for the man to have done that, and the party distances itself from it. Who was a member?
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. So if today, when someone is an independent kind of...
and it's caucusing with another
First of all, if he was a member of the MPP, I know him.
You gave him a party card.
Brilliant.
In fact, Ohene was a strong member of the MPP.
You're talking about the same person.
He was a strong,
but he's no longer
undiluted member of the MPP.
But he's no longer. He's independent. And I'm caucusing with the NPP. So he left the MPP. Imagine I'm saying that because you were a strong member of the MPP.
Yes. So what we are saying is that some of these things must not be done by a political party that itself was crying some 20 years ago, having been attacked with such a situation. You see,
what's your call on the NDC as well? The party he's caucusing with.
No, the NDC.
It's a constitutional injunction. It is not within the power of the National Democratic Congress. When you are a member of the independent group, you decide which political party you caucus with.
In fact, some of us have had the cause.
And tomorrow they can change it.
So it's not very politically healthy for the party that he caucuses with to either distance or show solidarity.
No, because as a United Party member, I would not be happy.
Not the party, it's the side of parliament.
If I have had cause, appeared and have asked him to let's go to Supreme Court, because I don't see why somebody must go to Parliament as an independent candidate and he's forced to caucus with one of the sides. If the person really wanted to be with MPP or NDC, he would have contested at the constituency level on the ticket of one of them. He went as an independent candidate. They must create a space for independent candidates to function. You get my point?
Okay.
So the people voted for him to go there as an independent. Now he's caucusing with the NDC. How do you then go back and explain to them? The people just have to ask you, did we ask you to go and caucus with anybody? We asked you to go there as an independent person.
Okay.
So we intend to go to Supreme Court and have a determination on that matter. But on this call, I dare say that the MPP was not smart enough to push the whole burden on the end. Because if you go to the constituency, they love the man. So now that you are saying that the man is for the NDC, if there is a by-election, if I were the NDC, I would just say, oh, they say they don't love the man, no. They hate him. All of them en bloc, but the United Party will prove otherwise in that constituency.
Aaron.
Yes, Akosua. Let me first start on the Supreme Court matter
that they are headed to. Yeah, they are not even there yet.
It's already resolved in the standing orders of Parliament. If you read the standing orders, it mentions that when we have 7 or more independent members, then they will have a caucus in Parliament. So that is settled by law.
When you say they would have a caucus, these 7 members will form a caucus.
Yes, then we can now have an independent caucus in Parliament. Even that, it is on condition that any of the independent members is not willing to join any of the main caucuses in Parliament.
If any of them decide, then it melts down that particular requirement.
Maybe Solo is calling for an amendment in the standing orders. That would be a fair point. And if he wants to do that, I wish him well. But the point over here is that facts are standing
orders against the Constitution. It's the Constitution that...
I'm not disputing it.
That's the point.
But the standing orders...
It's subservient to the Constitution.
I'm not disputing
it.
But the Constitution does not speak against the current arrangement.
What in the Constitution will he be taken to the Supreme Court?
So that,
which provision?
Let him go. I'll just check.
My position over here is that the standing orders, which is subservient, I agree with that point, because Article 1, Clause 2 is clear in the Constitution that the Constitution is supreme, has already made provision for that. If you want amendment in that, or you want any further amendment in any law to provide even a one-member caucus for an independent member, I think it's a conversation for another day. But facts are sacred, and we cannot run away from facts. I don't think anyone in this country is trying to say Ohene is an NDC member. Everyone is stating the fact that he caucuses with the NDC, and he himself is proud of it. Why are we running away from that fact? And how is that even evil, or how is that even ill-intended? But the point he makes, which I agree with him, is that there is no matter of criminality that we should have people moving ahead to be defending. When someone is liable for an offense, we should actually put the person forth to be accountable and liable for that. But Hamza is a lawyer. I'm sure most of us over here appreciate the law to a certain level. For me, I am not quick to comment on this matter because I do not even know the charges leveled against him. And we should agree that in the interest of the principles of natural justice, you get to know that you must hear from the other side before you even move ahead. I was surprised you were reading a story that talks about the MP saying that he's a twin, because this is not a matter of being a twin. It is your fingerprint and all these things that we are following. I want to come back to the argument of my senior brother Hamza. He makes 2 critical arguments: that the political party and the Electoral Commission must beef up their vetting process. For the Electoral Commission, I disagree with him. But for the political parties, I agree with him. But even that, in part, why do I say so? Emefa, I'm sure I've gotten the name right.
Yeah.
Good. if you say political parties should make thorough vetting, yes, they must do that, because if something of this nature happens, it does not only bring shame to the person or his immediate family, it brings a shame to the person's family, the political party the person joins, and even the country as a whole. We are discussing this morning. If it had been, let's say, Prof, who is in this trouble, I'm not going to become a topical matter for major newspapers to be picking it up for us to discuss. This is a member of parliament representing a constituency and a member of an arm of government. So it's serious. But the point I'm making on the political parties is that, to what point can the political parties even deny somebody who has not been convicted? You would agree with me that in the case of Edu Jemfi versus the Attorney General, on some provisions in the Companies Act, which says that when somebody has been charged for a criminal offense, the Supreme Court says that charge cannot be a basis for disqualifying someone to be a director. It is why, if we are going by the route of Hamza, which I believe is even ideal, we shouldn't, or the Supreme Court would not have ruled in the way they ruled in ex parte Zanato. Because if the political parties are complying with the constitutional provision, then it shouldn't be the Supreme Court now drawing us to the position that it should be on the basis of the Electoral Commission allowing or opening nomination before we check all these things. If you want the political party to make a proper vetting, that vetting could have been catered for us. The opponent in the Zenato matter was raising questions, but it is an evolving conversation we can keep on.
While I acknowledge the rules or the decision in that Edu Jemfi case, which is really embedded in the rule of law, if you hear Hamza, would it be okay for a political party to just be well informed about who they're choosing to represent them and matters that will arise thereof?
Right, yes.
So you're not convicted, you're just being charged, you're under investigation and all of that. But because of thorough investigation through maybe Yoko and the other investigative bodies, you have information to work with. So that today, if you are detained, the party then knows particularly what they're dealing with, but not necessarily to disqualify you.
You see, the argument bordered on disqualification, which I mentioned that, to me, his proposal is seemingly ideal. But the problem we are having in the country is that
what the law says,
the person is not convicted, it is difficult for you as a political party to hold him accountable or say disqualify the person. If you disqualify him or her, the person heads to court. Let's even use the Zenato scenario. Let me even explain what happened in that matter. The argument of Zenato's opponent is that she was not a registered voter, which the NDC's constitution, as of that time, was mentioning that if you are not a registered member, you cannot be a parliamentary candidate. But when it went to the Supreme Court says that we should go by Article 94, which they even further interpreted to mean that it should be at the point where the Electoral Commission has opened nomination. Then it makes the political parties' work obsolete. You get it? So if you want to make a thorough reform, as he mentioned, political parties are creatures of law. They are creatures of law. If you read Article 55 of the Constitution, it is clear. And so if we are having this conversation, we also look at the other side. But on the side of Electoral Commission, Senior Hamza, their work is clearly defined. I am dealing with electoral matters. It is good that I help you with your nomination and get people who are credible. But because their work is really cut out for them, they cannot add this additional responsibility. It is why when you lie to them, you have committed a perjury and that you'll be held accountable. You've seen that.
Why wouldn't they say that because the party is vetted you and you have come, if I do a thorough check on you and you have lied, it's none of my business?
You see,
why are we inviting them to be concerned in the left breath, but not inviting them to be concerned in the other breath?
Don't confuse the lying and some of these issues.
If they determine that you lie,
they would
even
reject you. But if they don't see the lie, there is a law that has made provision for them that you can be held accountable for perjury. We can look at cases of Smaila Belbo and Adamu Dramani Sakande. Let me end on this. I think the Ghanaian people shouldn't confuse immunity in this particular sense as one being freed or prevented or, let's say,
it can be investigated or it can be...
No, if you read Article 117 of the Constitution, it talks about immunity of service of process. Even that there is a provision or there is a way that if we indeed want to serve you, we go through the Speaker of Parliament route or the Clerk of Parliament. So you can be criminally liable. You are not immune from criminal accountability in this regard.
Okay. Okay. Let's end on this. Prof, maybe have you found the provision you're going to court?
When it gets to me, I'll give you.
Okay. Yeah. Prof, let's end. I still insist that in matters such as this, you hardly go and come back. I'm not being prejudicial. I'm just following history and what has been the convention. What do you think Parliament should be anticipating? What would you be telling the people of Asante Akyem North?
Right. So the law would allow for some time, when Parliament resumes some time, it's about 15 or say 2-3 weeks of your absence, and the seat would have to be declared vacant for the people to get a replacement, the constituents to get a replacement. So
I think the Constitution allows for you to explain or justification, or the 15 is outright. Is the 15 days outright if you're absent from Parliament?
You must have a written permission.
Of course, I think you need a written permission.
Yes.
So for a situation like this, if he writes to Parliament, I'm being investigated, I'm held up.
How does the letter come?
The conversation even raises issues during the Erica Watson era. This was so much debated. So if the person writes a permission, let's even look at Sarah Adjo Asafo. When the permission is granted, he stays until he's convicted.
Yeah.
And so I don't even see the conversation of by-election coming up this soon.
Anytime soon.
No, there will be a by-election, but it's the time.
Are you practicing soothsaying?
Oh, no, you see, don't be hiding under semantics. Sometimes...
So where is working with Musa Dangwa?
No. You make things so difficult and you give people false hope. Let them know that this is the situation.
I'm drawing your attention to other areas you may have not gone to. Does this sound sorcery and
Oh, no, forget it. It will happen.
Let me hear you. From what did you tell them?
I am thinking that the constituents should be somewhere preparing for a replacement. But I would want us to allow him hearing in time. And some of these things eventually sometimes can turn positive for him. It's not what we are feeling this morning that it might go negative.
Okay.
But it is only, I understand Solo to the extent that it's like the Jewish principle where immediately you go on the cross, you don't... So on the cross, they take opportunity to speak their mind. If you have something to tell Pontius Pilate, you have an opportunity to tell him everything in your mind, because on the cross, you don't come down. So, but let's give him the time. If it is true that the report from the Republic newspaper, if it is true that he attempted to come under the resemblance of a twin brother and all those things, then perhaps he would be making his case quite difficult for even the lawyers to help him. So he should calm down. If there are some confessions to make, they say sometimes when you appear before the judge and you are quite open and frank, some of the punishments sometimes gets reduced and you get the minimum things and those things. We are not here to pronounce him guilty. I am thinking that we should give him all the time and the support. Okay. But the Parliament, if they follow the case and they realize it's a case that is going to drag for quite a long time, they must not, under the assumption of allowing him permission and all those things, deny the people of Asante Akyem North representation. So we must work on those two side by side. Okay.
Let's go to what's been happening so far about free speech. Anna Solomon, do you...
No, we can go ahead.
Okay.
No, but just briefly, on the issue of the role political parties are supposed to play. You see, any keen observer of our democratic space knows that when it comes to democratic principles, it takes much bigger ethical undertones than just the constitution of a republic. It is the reason why that there are standards across the world when it comes to many of these democratic processes, especially elections. And so if you are a political party that is committed to expanding the frontiers of accountability as far as elections are concerned, then you must go beyond simply just certifying people because they have expressed an interest to contest elections in your party, to do the needed background checks. And if you feel that reasonable doubt is raised, that reasonable doubt is foundation enough for you to qualify or disqualify a candidate. Nobody is telling you that they have to be guilty first. If your investigations reveal reasonable doubt, it is enough grounds for you to proceed to disqualify. Otherwise, what is the essence of vetting?
That's the point.
As part of the democratic process. If you cannot disqualify.
That's the point.
And I asked that question which Aaron also asked, that while I see what you mean, it's just the whole paradox between what the law says about a person being charged.
If a political party is disqualifying you, the political party is not going to tell you that they are disqualifying you because you are guilty of A, B, and C.
Okay.
The political party is disqualifying you because they have reasonable suspicion that A and B and C exist. So go and purge yourself or clear yourself and come.
That's quite fair.
That's all. Okay. What's the big deal about it? Finally, Emefa. Again, you see, and that has always been my problem with this country. Electoral Commission. It's supposed to be an effective player of our democratic process. Apart from we citizens raising issues as to the qualifications of candidates or otherwise through the judicial process, even the Electoral Commission is clothed with legal authority to challenge the candidature of a possible candidate for election. As an institution. But why do you think that we also take the Electoral Commission to court? So if the Electoral Commission reviews your documents and is of the view that it fails to comply with the law, they also have a constitutional duty to reject or challenge your candidature. And you see, it is not everything that must be written in black and white in law, because not every legal principle can aptly be captured in law. So we should not hide under the law and seek to excuse our incompetence, excuse my language, or lazy approach to political evolution.
Prof, you're taking my attention.
Well, that's my worry.
Yes.
Emefa, what I think Suhini is drawing our attention to is the inefficiency in the system. So we see Electoral Commission as referees only. Yeah. But they are supposed to know what additional duties they're supposed to perform. I think that's the attention Suhini is trying to draw this morning.
Okay.
They don't have to accept how we see them just to be referees. They are supposed to do some final level of vetting and then certify those candidates that political parties bring to them. So
which I think they do. That's why they're able to say this person in filing their nomination.
Yes, but they not.
That's not enough. They should go beyond.
You see, my recommendation to electoral,
but they should go beyond that.
My recommendation to Electoral Commission this morning, based on this conversation, would be that for every candidate that political parties submit or independent candidates who bring their forms to them, they should liaise with Yoko, Interpol, whatever, for some clearance form of report on them. Submit those details to those investigative bodies and say, give us clearance or write something about these people.
Especially as part of the filing process.
Yes.
If I'm a candidate to file,
yes,
as part of requirements, maybe clearance. CID clearance or the police service clearance before I submit my documents to Electoral Commission.
Okay.
But I think it's part of it, or isn't it?
You see, what you are mentioning,
the Ghanaian
right?
CID clearance.
I agree with you. This CID clearance is being done. Where I was drawing his attention to is how judicial decisions has made some of these things incapable.
Yeah. It has not made it. It has expanded the frontiers of.
I'm not
It's not made it impossible.
Look, if you are not disputed, let me go, because you don't have any point of disagreement. Don't let us waste our time.
It's not that.
Hey, yes. When we are giving you power, this is how arbitrary will be acting.
Let me. You see, the political parties, they know what is right, but they use it. They pick and choose. Let me put it that way. Even within the MPP, when Paul Afoko in 2014 was. Gave the intention of contesting as a national chairman of the party. The party saw the need. They thought that he had an issue outside the country. They wrote to Interpol. It became a huge matter. They postponed or deferred his vetting to such a time that Interpol gave them the report to clear Mr. Afoko.
So it's in the interest of a political party to have an interest.
But now they are all compromising there. These camps. This one is not in my camp. Let's use it well.
Because of the volatile nature of political parties, then the responsibility now is on the Electoral Commission.
It has always been on them that they are not working well, because we submit our documents to the Electoral Commission. Why do you think we submit documents to them? It is for them to do due diligence. They are not only a conveyor belt where I bring you documents and say, okay, You go through it and make sure. And I also suggest that if it is possible, we must amend our laws to include CID bosses in the various constituencies so that when vetting is going on, they're sitting there as a representation of the state to know that indeed the right vetting takes place. Sometimes they go for vetting, they don't have to say anything. As they go away. The last time they did a vetting, even at the national level, the Greater Accra Regional Minister, the woman went there 6 minutes, they said, Madam, bye-bye. I said, hey, what is this? No, we take things
Maybe they've done their due diligence. Who says vetting is only question and answers?
My goodness, then why did she go there?
Okay.
Why did she go there?
All right, but she must have it.
After that, you see what is coming out?
What?
From her? All right.
So, Prof, I'll start with you on this. So the conversation about democracy and free speech is, coming up again. Surely you must have seen the former vice president and the MPP's current flag bearer accusing the government of presiding over an atmosphere which he describes as intimidation and shrinking democratic space. Don't totally ignore the smirk and giggling by Hamza and talk to me. Yes, totally.
The good news, the good part is that I've heard both elements or senior members of the two major political parties, MPP and DC, all condemning the current situation. When people who speak or say something appears to go with some fear that this thing I'm saying, perhaps somebody will come after me. Unfortunately for the security service who usually lead some of these things, they do not act in a way that reflects the feeling of the affected. Because, for example, I can't imagine President Mahama being too much affected by that post the mandate. At their level, they would have gone through some of these things and they have built a lot of tolerance for some of these things. But somebody wants to catch the attention of the president, and so he acts in a way that appears to present him as somebody who likes the president even more than the president himself or his immediate family members or those things. So you act in a way that will make us see that, oh, you are actually representing the interest of this man. This is somebody who would not care. Even me, when they insult me on social media, I really don't care. I've built some level of tolerance and resistance to some of those things that come. So to me, it doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt my personality. I'm not going to hurt the president or his personality for the post that the recent gentleman in Aguna did.
So, Prof,
when the security services are acting, they should try and gauge the mood or the feeling of the affected.
Prof, well, let me ask you, because there are some actions and inactions that if you do in this country, it may affect a person individually. And the person may say that I'm not interested in pursuing this matter. But the Republic will say that because it goes against our stated crimes, we'll pursue it. It's a matter between you and the Republic. Maybe I'm going too far. The matter the president says, if it's about a president or a particular leader and says that, well, I've heard all of these things, I'm new and I don't mind. If they come and subject it to the Electronic Communications Act, they subject it to the criminal code as well, and they find that it amounts to what they describe as maybe going against a particular law, the president may say, I don't mind, but is it enough to say that because the president says he doesn't mind, we should leave it as that?
So as far as I know, and fortunately we have a lawyer here, the state has an interest, and perhaps the police is pursuing the interest of the state. But when you a typical case, somebody would have to present a case. Then the state will have to carry it out or something. The state on its own, I'm not sure, will be doing this and has been doing that in the past. So let us try and gauge the mood of the country, things that needs to be attended to with all that, this level of force should be done, and not that any other thing at all can receive the level of force that this one received. But having said that, let me also advise our young ones and those people who are on social media thinking that everything is sayable, you can do whatever you like. It's gaining some level of notoriety, and we must caution them. politics has become more of strategic thinking, and a lot of those old-time gap politics, for me, doesn't have roots nowadays. So each day you wake up, think of something strategic you can do to enhance the fortunes of your political party, and not to go the harsh way, the insult way, trying to bring someone down so you can go up.
Prof, did you hear Aaron when he read the duty of a member? You quoted...
Yes.
Will you read it for me again?
Article 3, Clause 4(1)(a).
Yes.
Listen to it.
Promote and defend the good name of the party.
Okay.
You get it. So it would not be in the good name of a party to label the party as a party that perhaps insults or does this or that. And members who are doing so on behalf of their party must be careful about that. Okay. And when you happen to be invited by the police, and I think that's another twist that we have not been talking about. We are told that the gentleman was invited by the police. He refused to attend. First, second, and then subsequently they had to move in to go and pick him by themselves. Please, if you happen to be invited by the police, don't let us reach that level of impunity where you decide not to attend to the police. It's even a better way. That's what we've all been. In fact, I spoke against the midnight breaking into people's homes, those things, the martial style they were using. This is the professional approach, that you'll be invited by the police to come and answer questions on some of these things. Get a lawyer, go with him. It makes the system quite a cool one. But to say you will not attend, some people will be stopped on the road by police and they will speed off. That thing is quite rural. Why?
When you cheek. When we go around the table with Cam, I would ask the lawyer an invitation by the police here. I read it out to him. I read it to a lawyer earlier this week, and he thinks that this is not a clear representation of what the police should use as an invitation to a person. But when we go around the table, I would ask if it does. Hamza, do you see a certain level of overzealousness of our security apparatus, a tad of it, like just a bit of it at all?
Yes, and to be very honest with you, it didn't start now. And I have always maintained that as part of the reset agenda, it is our responsibility as a government, a party in power, to ensure that we curtail many of these things and drive reform that at the end of the day would ensure protection of fundamental rights. Because it's not just about politicians. Even the ordinary citizens, when they are accused or alleged to have conducted crimes, the way they are being handled by some of our policemen or our men in uniform is something we all ought not to be excited about, something we should condemn. Many of them are actually kept, those with nobody to stand in for them are actually kept beyond the 48-hour window. But nobody's talking about it because they are not politically exposed. So many of our compatriots are on remand because they have nobody to represent them. So when it comes to exercise of police power, it is not just in Ghana, even in developed democracies, the excesses abound. But it depends on the institutional mechanisms you have in place to ensure that people take advantage of it to enforce their rights. So my simple answer to you is that yes, Emefa.
Okay.
It is a source of worry to many of us. But in relation to, I don't know whether it's my turn to make a submission.
Stay on it. Yeah.
Yes, in relation to the press statement issued by Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, what is the man alleged to have, what is the crime he is alleged to have committed?
Publication of false
information.
Yeah.
So
the judiciary. Yeah.
So he attempts once to address the general ongoing suppression of free speech or democratic expression in the country, and not particularly.
I'm talking about Abronya.
Abronya is the most current one. So Abronya is under investigation for false publication.
He has been charged.
He's been charged under false publication.
Against who?
The judiciary, the judge.
Brilliant. And you see, Emefa, that's why I needed the specifics. I am on record to have criticized the handling of Abronya in another matter.
Sure.
If you remember.
Yes.
The Malfour matter.
The
animal farm.
Yes.
It's the same court though.
Yes. I know.
The same court now.
But is it the same judge? The judge has gone on retirement, I'm told.
No, the judge is now at Narilugu High Court.
Okay.
That one.
So, but my information was that he was due for retirement, so I don't know whether
he's been promoted
or not. No, but the issue is that, Emefa, my problem with the judiciary, I made that known in my earlier submission when he was picked up. And I said that, look, we had inherited the legacies of the Nana Bawumia regime.
Yeah.
Because if you read that judgment, the judge makes the point that under Nana Addo as sitting president, he had cause to remand an NDC activist for simply insulting Nana Addo. And so to him, he was being consistent in applying the laws against Abronya. And I found that an affront to the rule of law. Okay. And that's why I said that when it was done against the NDC activists, it was wrong. And so it being done against Abronya, it is still wrong. But we were not allowed to conclude that that was the decision of the Mahama administration. This was an independent judge who was doing his work simply because he did same under Nana Addo. So he was forgiven to conclude that this current administration would also pat him in the back. But we didn't. But that notwithstanding, I was so disappointed when I read the press statement of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And you see, as politicians, we must have some modicum of integrity and consistency when it comes to many of these issues. Is this the first time that Ghanaians are raising concerns about excess of police power and the judiciary? Is this the first time? Under him, as a vice president, we had social media content creators, not political activists, and office holders of political parties, who were picked up in this country for hours in the middle of the night for simply daring to express their opinions on political developments. Was Bongo Idea a known activist of any political party? What did Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia do? Did he speak against it? Our former Deputy General Secretary, Kojo, was picked up at the press center in 2018. Yeah. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was sitting vice president for simply exercising his opinion that if Nana Addo was not careful as sitting president, that a civil revolt could happen in this country. He was picked up and charged for treason. Where was Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia? Paul Afoko. Look at how he was subjected to the abuse that they subjected Paul Afoko to. His own northern brother. Denied bail.
Gregory,
denied bail for several years. Where was Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as a big brother from the north? Where was this beautiful crafted statement then? Where is the principle? So we become good and godly when we want political power, but when we win political power, we care less about the ordinary citizen. That level of hypocrisy must not be entertained.
So if the statement...
Emefa, in relation to this gentleman, Abronya, even my brother Aaron, and I'm sure Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia agrees with me when I say that characters of that nature constitute a threat to democratic stability. All of us have concerns about the conduct of Abronya.
Let's wait for Aaron to agree or disagree.
No,
Aaron, do you agree or disagree?
Please.
But he just read Article 3 of the NPP's constitution.
He just read Article 3 of the NPP's constitution. Okay. You see, let us be honest. The things he says, Aaron will not sit on national TV and say it. Why?
I'm the ones to patronize me.
I'm not patronizing you. Rob will not sit on national TV and say it. I will not sit on national TV and say same.
For example?
You get a point. But this is a gentleman who plies his political trade based on vile and reckless commentary that has serious repercussions for our democratic stability. And for me, this is a matter of consistency. If you remember, during the election petition that Nana Addo filed against John Dramani Mahama HE, they were leading members, in fact, NDC activists, Now the Deputy National Communications Officer of the NDC, Akoga, was part of the Muntie 3.
Yeah.
They sat on television, said all manner of things that the judiciary considered unacceptable. They appeared before the Supreme Court and they were dealt with severely. Sentenced to about 3 months. The NDC as a political party immediately filed petitions for President Mahama to intervene. And President Mahama's position was simple. If the judges had handed down such sentence, we all agree in principle that that conduct was clearly unacceptable. So if for nothing at all, let them stay there for a month before I grant a pardon. So that they can learn useful lessons from it. Muntie 3, they were in prison for a month. Under an NDC regime, you think that we didn't have the power if we wanted to interfere politically, not to get them to go to prison? So if you have gone and you have prepared vow and publicized same against the judiciary, and the same judiciary is asserting its authority to defend its institution, like they did in the case of the Muntie 3, you should see that as consistency, and any responsible politician, when we saw, should be concerned and commending the judiciary for standing up to protect its institution.
So, Hamza, if...
How is John Dramani Mahama and the NDC associated with this?
The same content of Dr. Bawumia's statement, if it was authored by non-person in the NPP, say maybe...
UP.
No, I don't want a political party. Prof sitting here. If he was one that authored this, would everything be okay? So it matters who...
I've just given you, and that's one concern he raised about Abronia DC. And I've provided ample demonstration on this platform to tell you that the precedence is there. Muntie 3 happened against the judiciary. The judiciary rose to assert its authority. And when that happens, you cannot place that on the doorstep of the government. If you have issues, raise those issues with the judiciary. And there are legal avenues for you to challenge them. It has nothing to do with the government of the day. Okay. And that's the point I'm making. But when it comes to concerns of, excess of power by the police authorities, that's why it's part of his statement. I have said that we all, in one way or the other, have concerns about sometimes how they exercise their power. But I'm just surprised that it had to take Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to go into opposition to appreciate the lapses as far as the police force is concerned.
Okay.
And for 8 good years, what did he do? To drive reform and to ensure that these abuses were nipped in the bud. Is it because he wants political power? We must rise beyond the unholy desire of politicians wanting to seek our support, using many of our legitimate frustrations as citizens. Because no one is a child.
When I go around the table and I come back...
And it's Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia telling us that he's happy about with the conduct of somebody like Abronia DC.
And okay, so for those who are quite confused, especially because on social media, Aaron, you'd agree that some people post, there's a bit of inconsistency in the reason why he's in custody. So the Daily Guide has put it in some perspective for us. But when I come back, I want you to mull on this post by Oliver Bakavamowo, who's a lawyer, because you're calling for an internal look into how some of the powers by some of the security operators are being used, right? So he says that I think the Attorney General must urgently issue an executive instrument to limit the prosecutorial mandate of the police to no longer cover Section 208 or Section 76 of the Electronic Communications Act. He thinks that it is a way.
Who is expressing that?
Oliver Bakavamowo. Just mull over it. When I come back, because you're thinking that we must do better, and Prof seem to also agree that, of course, we must do better. Solomon,
well,
shall I give you a brief of what has happened so far with Abronia?
No, I have a fair idea as to what has happened. But you see, I was very surprised. I don't know the technical or political handlers of the former vice president who really advised him to issue the statement directly. It's a political gaffe, and I will explain to you. And I think the statement he issued rather shows his levels of incompetence, the levels of incompetence in the last 8 years. Why do I say so? You know, many a times we have heard the former vice president, now the flag bearer of the MPP, make the claim that he was just a mere mate and didn't have a specific role in the affairs of governance. Haven't you heard it? When you go into the Constitution of Ghana, under Article 201, yes, 201, and with your permission, I will read. There shall be established a police council which shall consist of A, the vice president who shall be the chairman. End of quote. So the only recognizable role of any vice president as enshrined in the Constitution is to be what? The chairman of the police council. Which institution are we being told is harassing these political actors or activists? Isn't it the police? Yes. Now, as the chair of the police council provides directions to the police management board for them to roll out policies to, as it were, reform the institutions. What was the policy direction he, as the chairman of the police council, in the last 8 years gave to the police management to reform the institution for them to behave properly?
He must have admitted there was a challenge before he even would want to profess some policy.
No, he didn't admit.
That's
if you go into the letter, he never admitted. In fact, I will read a paragraph in the letter to let you understand that he goofed. That's
what I'm asking. That you're asking that what policy direction did he recommend for the committee?
Yes.
And I'm saying that this will mean that at the time he sees a gap and a problem with the way the police was going about their work to want to suggest some reforms. So, maybe at the time he didn't see anything.
So there you must not see anything today. Because you were there as a chairman, you didn't see anything yesterday.
But it's yesterday.
How can you see it today?
It's yesterday.
As the chair of the police council, you slept on the job, you did not reform the police institution. Now the very police, this administration, have you done your first recruitment into the police service?
No yet.
Not yet.
In the process of.
So it means they are working with the very police that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who is now threatening. In fact, in the third letter, he is threatening those police officers that there will be a day of accountability. I don't know who gave him this boldness. When you have led an institution and you could not do anything, this must be the reason why Ghanaians must not accept him as your president, because he that could not reform an institution has turned himself 360 degrees and complaining about the very institution. So how can we be sure of his governance style, of his presidency? But it doesn't surprise me at all, because here was a candidate that told us, running mate that told us that if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate would expose you. It didn't take much time. He came into government and told us that you will recall that I stated that if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate would expose you. It is, however, wild logic to conclude from there that when there is depreciation in the city, then it means the fundamentals are weak. Explain this statement to me. You forget about anything and explain it to me.
I won't forget about anything. I want to stay on the one we're talking.
You want us to stay here?
Yes.
So it means he says something today and tomorrow he contradicts himself.
What about you? What do you think about the performance of the security apparatus?
I am coming there. I'm only addressing, we are dealing with the petition or the letter of or the press release of the vice president, and I'm telling you that he shouldn't have been. That's why I started by telling you that, look, the statement shouldn't have been issued by him, and anybody, his handlers, must handle him well. Because your record as the police chair, maybe he forgot himself that for 8 years, he was the chair of the police council.
And I'm also saying that maybe at the time he saw no
He didn't see anything yesterday. Why must he see it today? Let it remain there. You didn't see it yesterday. How can you see it only 13 or 14 months down the line? So when you do that, people then begin to question your integrity in such matters. Now, you see, by 1970, the police, in 1970, the police council was, the police force was renamed as the police service. We used to call them the police force. So they were used to the brute we have not been able to reorient the minds for them to have the service mentality. Hence, some of these things. Because I am always against these Rambo style of arrest here and there. You can invite, but on this occasion, we have been told, Prof has given me further information that the gentleman was invited twice or so, but refused. That one becomes very serious. Emefa, we are all calling for the police to behave professionally. Now the police invites you to come and let's question you, then you refuse. What it means is that you are disrespecting the entire country because it's a state institution. So under the circumstance, what do you expect them to do? Now, yesterday I saw a video of some NPP executives at the police headquarters. Right there, they should have been picked.
Why?
Behaving against the laws of the land, shouting, instructing police. You have gone, you are looking for somebody. And interestingly, two of them are lawyers.
What law did they break that they should be picked?
You go to police to go and behave violently.
Solo laws. You don't talk
violently. When you are lawyers, Nadabi is a lawyer, Kojo is a lawyer, that when you are looking for your client and you are not seeing the person, you know the appropriate forum to go and make sure that your client is produced. You are rather shouting on top of your voices at the police headquarters to do what?
But the police didn't think that the shouting contributed.
And let's read something here.
Yeah.
The vice president wrote talking about the lives of Abronye. Is that not the case?
Yes.
Abronye himself, when he was invited by the police, and I read from the charge sheet here. Particulars of offense. Kwame Bafo at Abronye DC, age 44 years, farmer. He himself said he was not a politician. He's a farmer.
Read it well.
Oh, it's here.
Read it well. They describe him a politician.
No.
If you want the charge,
this is the charges I'm holding.
Do you have two different charges?
MPP has a fake charge sheet over there. Read what is there for me. Fake charge sheet.
So, particulars of offense. Kwame Bafo at Abronye DC, age 44 years, farmer. That's you in the month of April 2026. At Accra and within the jurisdiction of this court, without lawful authority, you uttered certain abusive words to which you are not a judge, but rather a politician, and you have covered your hair with a sack and claim you're a judge. That's the quote.
Let me give you the other. So, Abronye that you are describing as being intimidated, let the whole world know that he's a farmer. He wasn't speaking as a politician. The person makes derogatory remarks about the judge, and he is invited. I don't see where the politics lies. He is a man enough, he has enough evidence to go and defend himself. After all, he has lawyers to go and defend or substantiate the allegation that indeed that judge who has put on a wig is only putting on a wig because he is a politician. He or she is a politician. Is it too much? Go and defend it. Why must we turn this into a political football? And you go to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's statement, and the last paragraph is what scared me. He said, to patrons around the country, I urge you all to stay firm by refusing to succumb to intimidation while continue your civic duty to hold the government accountable to its promises. You know what this means? All that the former vice president is telling all of us, or telling the MPP people on social media and stuff, is continue to insult, to threaten about what have they been doing. Abronye, what did he say? So Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, instead of calling them and advising them that, look, this will not help our cause, he is rather urging them on to go on to insult people in positions.
Is that the meaning? Is that the interpretation you're putting to the last paragraph?
That is the interpretation.
If I'm sure you are surprised.
How can she be surprised? Why have they been arrested? You just read a charge sheet.
Yes.
And the man is saying that they must not be intimidated and that they must go on with their civic duties. Their civic duties, the duty that they are performing, for which reason they are being invited by the police. They must not waver or shiver. They must continue. And I'm saying that, is that someone that wants to be the president of the land has to advise young ones? Why is the former vice president not admonishing his family members to go on that tangent? They are not doing it.
Are you landing?
They are not doing it. He's sending innocent souls, the poor child, the poor boys, who have no access to power, go out there and do what is wrong. Maybe they will arrest you and I come and issue a statement. That is what he's urging them to do.
Aaron is about to maybe put an interpretation to the
Let him try, and I hope he does not crash.
So, Emefa, let me first state this. I fully and wholly associate myself with the statement put out by the flag bearer of the NPP.
You want to associate yourself, the entirety of it?
Fully support it, and I'll share, repost, retweet, and do everything to it.
Should I be surprised?
You see when
should I be surprised?
When you hate someone, you don't even take your time to appreciate what is written in the.
What is hate in this one?
He came here boldly reading Article 201 of the Constitution.
Yes.
Solomon Osu,
what is that?
You are taking your time and also partook in the free education MPP brought. You get to know that this provision has been amended by Act 527.
Yeah, what?
It has been amended.
Yeah, what?
The fact that Dr. Baumia was appointed to serve as the council chair does not mean that is what is written in the Constitution. Section 7 of Act 527 clearly tells you that it is no more the vice president.
So the vice president,
No, but at the time.
No,
but what is the point?
This provision.
No. You lied on the constitutional provision. You don't know anything.
Please.
No.
Please.
No. Read it.
The point
No. Read it. Don't make it.
Relax.
Let's stand there. Stand there.
Wait.
No. Yes. Let me hear you.
527.
Yes.
Solomon, I also want to hear.
Yes. At 527 is the act of it is the Constitution of the is entitled the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. Amendment Act 1996. And I'm saying that Section 7 has amended Article 201
to mean what? To
mean that it is not the vice president who will be someone will appoint. And I mentioned that the president will appoint anybody. And I'm saying that the fact that Dr. Baumia served on that council as the chairman does not mean that what you read in the Constitution is right. You lied.
Hang on. At the time, did he serve or not?
He said.
So I don't know what I mean this fast.
The fact that he read the wrong position. He stated categorically on this platform.
But the import of
he stated categorically on this
an opportunity to first of all insult.
So absolutely, this is a pure insult.
How do you say that? How do you say that? How would I do that?
I did not take advantage.
At the time Solo was in free senior high school.
You had not gotten anywhere.
We all know that
he hadn't even started school. He didn't even understand what you were
making here is that.
No,
what point are you making?
So don't lie.
Lied on what?
Hang on. Let's
lied on what? Lied on what?
You lied by stating that the Constitution categorically places only one function or duty on the president.
So it has been amended.
Article 201.
So it has been amended.
You take your time.
So the vice president wasn't a chair.
Let me moderate it. Hang on.
Let me come.
But you could have made this point. You could have drawn it to the amendment without having to reference.
You know the tantrums.
But hang on. No. Aaron, hang on. Solomon.
Now,
Solomon.
Go and read the amended act. Read the provision. Read the 206.
I'm not talking. He read 201.
And so read the 7 of the
says the Constitution is amended by the repeal of paragraph A and insertion that a chairman who shall be appointed, let me get the actual shall be appointed by the president acting in consultation with the Council of State. He stated that the Constitution has firmly placed a duty on the vice president, and it is the sole duty, which is a lie.
But was the vice president not the chairman of the?
Oh, please.
But you read president.
Solomon,
admit that.
If they,
you are
talking about
the letter of the Constitution.
But I think that there's so many things that we say it's a genuine omission. Hang on.
The Constitution becomes
I'm not on him to do.
So you are not disputing. What are you saying?
Serving the capacity.
But even your interpretation class, they have not taught you that.
But Aaron, but you'd agree that where he's headed and the point he wanted to make was that if he thought that there were challenges with the police or these security apparatus, particularly the police.
But this is a bigger platform.
Hang on.
So go ahead, let me see. But I want to get you before we do.
Beyond that, we agree that he served when he was vice president. Is this correct?
But I've stated this.
Okay. And I'm also saying that you agree that Solomon didn't partake in the free SHS, did he?
Oh. Emefa.
No.
Back to the
No.
He did it.
Did he? So I think your point could have been made without that.
No. I disagree with you.
Why not?
I still maintain my point.
No problem.
The free SHS.
Unless you don't want me to.
No, hang on. Aaron. The free SHS. Do you teach the Constitution? Do they teach the Constitution in free SHS?
You are not being taught to read the Constitution. What is civic duty?
Is it?
Weren't you taught in citizenship education or social studies?
From the contest. Do you agree that you would have made the point without that?
No, I do not agree.
I
do not agree.
Oh, let him go ahead.
No, I think you should withdraw.
No.
I think you should withdraw. No, I think you should withdraw.
Why are we making...
No, I think you should withdraw. Because basically...
I retract. Are you okay now?
Yes.
Now let me move on. When we talk of fundamental human rights, Emefa, when we are dealing with the history of this country, we should know where we have come from. When this chapter 5 of this constitution was introduced first in 1969, it was at the back of J.B. Dankwa making argument in some way 1960 about Riakoto when people were arrested arbitrarily. We've gotten to this point that we must not treat our fundamental human rights with a certain level of kid gloves, with treating political opponents anyhow. I'm not disputing the fact that some of these things, arbitrariness did not happen under the MPP. No, it happened. We spoke against it. When it happens now, we must speak against it. So that perception that Dr. Bawumia served as a vice president and today he must not speak about it. So if you ate yesterday, today you wouldn't eat. If you ate yesterday, you wouldn't eat. When something was wrong yesterday, granted even he was even quiet. And today something has happened. He's not a human being that has senses that he's seeing something wrong. He cannot speak about it. What kind of culture of silence are we trying to guide people into it? If we look at the issues clearly, and you check, I have this video here. On the 2nd of September, in fact, there's a picture, 2nd of September 2024, we saw Malik Basintali having Dr. Bawumia's picture with a pork and describing him as Pokumia. Who did something to him? He was even further awarded as a CEO in this government. Then Daniel Sando puts a picture, is it an AI-generated picture that Dumso is back? Weren't we in Dumso in some few months ago? Weren't we in Dumso? And you want to just equalize this, that we should not talk about this or what? When we talk about people describing the judiciary with names in this country, are we running away from the tag you gave?
A Dumso tag and has been picked up too.
Yes, Daniel Sando.
Yeah,
Daniel Sando.
Estate.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And so far it hasn't been. No, but he's not in custody.
But even needless, there was no point picking him up. And it's sometimes that has to do with the police over seriousness on the part of the police.
Yeah.
Because
this is clearly unnecessary.
As a country,
clearly unnecessary.
The police would be even a weapon fashioned against political parties. Because what is the point? That somebody posts Dumso is back with the president's image. He is a lawyer. He appreciates that we look at these issues, whether you want to take the person on a civil path or a criminal path. But you remember somewhere in the first term of President Akufo, we saw his Attorney General Akufo-Addo moving in to repeal this criminal libel law to allow the democracy to flow. Emefa, sorry. Democracy in itself is tested by how the government treats dissenting views. And it has become time without number that these arrests normally happens when there are critical matters on the banner that has to be discussed. Look at the international shame the sports ministry is taking Ghana through in this athletics championship. That you have athletes even complaining that they don't even get 2 chicken. How does this even become a conversation? And when social media is ablaze talking about this matter, we find people now coming in, be arresting people rampantly. Were we not in this country when President Mahama himself met NDC lawyers and told them that they should be preparing to enter into the judiciary, that he's ready to reset the judiciary? Weren't we in this country when we saw the NDC tagging our judiciary unanimous FC? Weren't we in this country when the whole NDC architecture described the former Chief Justice as Osunomami? What happened to them? What happened to them? That today you want us to tell us, that we should keep quiet because some of these things happened in the past. Today, if yesterday was bad and today it is bad, we will speak about it. We are Ghanaians. Ask yourself, is Dr. Bawumia still not paying taxes to Ghana? And that if something happened during his era and maybe he did not even speak about it, today he cannot speak about it. What kind of culture of silence are we creating? What is wrong is wrong.
Okay.
And look at Abronye's sentence or whatsoever that has been passed on him.
Emefa.
That he should be in prison till the matter is determined. A matter the trial has not even begun.
Is that the particular reason till the matter is determined?
But that is what the judge said. He said till the matter is determined. The matter itself has not even been commented.
Emefa, you see,
please,
when it suits them, they need the law. I can see the whole debate here. And
he's been remanded for 2 weeks to reappear May 27.
Yes.
That does not amount to till the matter has been determined.
Did you listen to the
Emefa, he is a law student.
When he appears, he will be taken back. On May 27, are you telling me that the judge will pass?
Well, you know what? You know how the judge will decide.
On May 27, why we have all learned criminal procedure. When you go now,
you are still learning criminal procedure. You have not learned.
I've learned it. I've written an exam on it and I've passed.
Congratulations. Okay.
You are still learning. Even those of us who are in practice, we are still learning. But the point I'm making is that, you see, there's the law, and you still being a student of it and wanting to wax it where you shouldn't. When it comes, if you are familiar with criminal procedure, and you are familiar with the issue of bail, it tells you the conditions under which bail may be granted or not granted. And when the judge is exercising that discretion, one fundamental requirement is whether the person has committed an offense whilst on bail. The judge will consider that in determining whether to grant bail or not whilst your matter is pending. And you and I know that this is not the first issue that Abronya has with the law. And the several others that he's dealing with, he has been granted bail.
So, Hamza, you're endorsing the judgment?
Please.
You're endorsing the judgment?
Please. I don't have any problem with it. When I had a problem with the judgment that had to do with the same Abronya, I stated my position.
Of course.
This one I don't. You think that bail is just for you to take advantage of and be abusive continuously? So there's an issue against you today, you go there, a judge grants you bail. There's another issue, a judge grants you bail. There's a third issue, a judge grants you bail. It gets to a point that in exercising that discretion, any other judge will be careful not to grant you a bail. Because if he grants you bail, there's a likelihood of you committing another offense whilst on that bail. So conduct is critical. When you made references to the other NPP activists, whose only crime is that he posted what? What did I tell you? I told you that is unacceptable. And if that actually happened, then the security officers must be brought to book. And the IGP must rise to the occasion and know that this government will not sit on its backs and allow their excesses to affect the image of the government. We are not like the New Patriotic Party. We are not hypocritical in terms of our condemnation of what we consider excessive power. And so if anybody works in the security of installations and thinks that this is the way to get the attention of this government, the person is mistaken. Look, one thing I considered unacceptable was, again, when I woke up one morning and we're told that some people were picked up because they had done a caricature image of the Minister of Communications and other government appointees. I condemned it because I spoke to people in higher authority, even to the presidency. And they themselves indicated their disgust for such conduct. So we are not like the New Patriotic Party. We won't treat our supporters with kid gloves. Or we will not simply come out and criticize the government for the sake of it. Because for us, the only way to build a working democracy is to curtail the powers of our institutions when it comes to the security installations and ensure that they work according to the law.
I like to think there'll be definitely overzealous.
They are definitely overzealous personnel, and that is why it doesn't have to take...
To cure that, what do you think we can do to cure that?
The first step is what I'm doing. In the last 8 years of the MPP, did we experience that?
But would it be enough? Would it stop tomorrow's arrest?
That's the point I'm making. You see, when we intervened, Abronya was released. Not so.
It was appealed.
It was not just released. No.
It was appealed.
No. I'm talking about another arrest of Abronya.
He was
picked up, not the judgment.
Okay.
Some of us spoke out and he was released. In the case of the caricature, whatever they call it, those who did it, we spoke up, we gave examples. Because when I spoke to my source at the presidency, I said that this was clearly unacceptable. And there was a need for somebody to call the security officers to order. Because even in the United Kingdom and the US, where democracy is, right, we have talk shows where politicians are branded in certain, what's the name, images. And they use it for their talk shows or whatever you call it.
You said their democracy is quite ripe.
We should be. So, but my disappointment
Aaron, what's your...
is the cheap politics.
I want your position. When Kevin Taylor was cited for contempt, he came to Ghana, was accompanied, and in fact guarded by national security operatives to the Supreme Court to deal with his...
Well, was he guarded? Was he picked up by national security or guarded by national?
No, he was not picked up. He was guarded by...
So you see your problem. You see your problem. The gentleman was in the company of national security because they took him to court.
Oh, please.
And because you wanted to score cheap...
But who took the charges to court?
Who took them?
No, it was a contempt matter. And he himself had...
What brought about the contempt?
I think it's VRA also.
To quash the decision.
I was expecting that he would be arrested first.
Because of contempt, they arrest you for contempt.
Why, when he's cited for contempt and he's not coming to court, they will not arrest him.
In this light,
the gentleman was not in the...
They will not arrest him.
But in this light, the comments are brought in by the judge.
As against what the gentleman did.
Would these two pass for contempt?
Do you know how? Do you know how?
Regardless of whether it will pass for contempt or not, in the case of Kevin Taylor, they said it was contemptuous.
Yeah. Okay.
But he was cited for contempt. It was not the same thing as being found guilty of sin.
Okay.
Are you getting the point?
Okay.
And he was supposed to appear to justify why the court should not hold contempt proceedings against him.
Hamza, you've not followed the matter. Justice Chief Bafo made a ruling on him that he is not coming. He should be arrested anywhere.
I know, but that's not the ruling on the matter of...
but he should be arrested.
But that ruling was not on the contempt matter. Aaron,
you must comply until you set it aside. Do you agree with that?
No, I agree.
So why was he not arrested?
But who has told you you're not arrested?
He was not arrested.
Let's not.
Are you telling the whole country that Kevin Taylor coming to Ghana, he was arrested?
Aaron.
Hamza.
No, I'm asking you, who says he was not?
Some level of intelligence.
What's your understanding of arrest?
Let's not make
before you need change on the person for you to know that the person is under arrest.
Maybe
when you finish your course, you know that
that's not
the only definition of
arrest. Let's not confuse our audience. The decision by Justice Che, was it based on the contempt or another matter? The decision. He
I have not really followed that.
He ruled,
he ruled
that he be arrested.
Yes, I would even provide.
Based on the contempt.
Give me like a minute or two.
That'd be nice. Okay.
Well, at that, I am thinking it has also.
I didn't follow that matter.
A matter of conversation. I was never. In addition to the way they do their thing, the security service, the way they do their matter, all of us don't like.
How
people say was that the matter was about the judge.
And he himself was a judge in his own matter.
Oh, okay.
For the Abronye matter.
So this is not.
What's the difference between this one and Abronye? Listen. What's the difference?
What's the difference?
If the judge also remanded him because he made a statement, he says that the comment he made, which judge was he talking about? In fact, he was talking about a dental circuit court judge. Yes.
So which judge is
this is a different judge.
Absolutely.
Do you understand the
Dealing
difference?
with the matter.
Yeah.
Please understand how contempt operates.
You know, let me educate you. You are not a lawyer. You are creating a person. First of all, you are not a lawyer. Number two, you are only reading theory. I'm only entertaining your folly. To be frank, I'm entertaining your folly.
You are entertaining what?
Oh, your folly. Because the way you are entertaining what?
No, you want him to retire?
Solomon, of course. No, you didn't have to. You didn't have for that direction.
No, what's the meaning of folly?
We don't have to get a meaning.
Please,
I just don't like the word on this desk.
No, I'm interested. I
am only entertaining his folly.
Let's not.
That's what I want to learn, so that before we get to a point, whether we hear, you need to withdraw it or not. No, I need to.
We will know. We need to withdraw before we go. I don't like the word.
You want to gag me?
Sit up. I don't like the word.
No, what is the meaning of folly?
Yes.
I want to know.
Based on you.
No. Whether me or the entire story.
Well, I withdraw. But the truth of the matter is that, you see, when you start, I made a case why the former vice president didn't have the authority or the audacity to issue the statement he did. I drew your attention to the fact that he was the chair of the police council. Is that a fact? and that he was in a position to what will reform the very institution he's castigating today.
When we go that route.
Yes. Now I'm coming.
At the time that President Mahama was candidate Mahama, definitely he spoke about things that could have been done when in his regime and all of that. When we do that,
I am not here to discuss, first of all, I am not here to discuss President Mahama. If you want to discuss President Mahama, that's fine.
No, but at the end of the day, analogy must be grounded somewhere.
The analogy I'm drawing is that you, Joy FM, decided to bring a statement that has been issued by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Yes. I cannot go and discuss Alan Chamantin or Mama when you are giving me a statement related to Dr. Mahmoud.
So if I hear you are discussing principles.
Principle related to the message is as good as the messenger. I keep telling you, who is the messenger in this matter? The messenger is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And what's the message? The message is that the institution that he chaired is misbehaving. And I'm saying that what sort of reforms did he carry out for which reason he is now complaining? Is it too much to accept? Now he comes to tell me that.
Granted, he didn't. Who will then take that decision today?
Which one?
Granted, when he was the chair, he didn't take the reforms.
So what we are doing is what some of us are doing is that we are calling on the police institution to reform their modus operandi. Okay. I told you that in the 70s.
So this is important.
Yes.
I have just gotten information to the effect that the gentleman you claim posted something and he was picked up.
The Sando guy.
Yes. That he posted a Dumso billboard. And the police sought to get the information from him where that billboard was in this country. So it was not intended to be vindictive towards him. And they do, this is a normal, no, look.
You pick the person with 2 Land Cruisers, move him from Swedru to Accra.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But I thought the jurisdiction. Why not the jurisdiction attend to that matter?
He is making that claim. He is the very person who made the claim, the earlier claim. That the gentleman's only crime was that he just posted our Dumso is back and they picked him. It has turned out that it's a lie.
It came with a poster. I mean,
so he didn't give you that part of the information.
Yes.
That same gentleman who lied on this platform is telling us again that 2 pickups went to pick the gentleman.
I said 2 Land Cruisers.
That man has been lying. If you follow him,
you just lied.
That's what?
You lied about the guy's only problem was that he posted that the Dumso is back. Now we are being told.
Let's stay.
Now we are told.
Is it the writing or the picture that makes it? Listen, is it the picture or the writing that makes it different?
So did you know about a billboard picture that he had posted?
I even mentioned that AI generated picture.
He even said AI generated picture. But you didn't say that a billboard saying that it looks where they are.
AI generated.
The thing said,
you are a liar.
Please look at what I saw on the street today. Please, nobody lied.
Let's have one.
That's what?
No.
Let me hear you.
You said that a general, he just posted an AI generated. The guy wrote under it, please look at what I saw on the street today.
So yes. How does that make me a lie?
No, but you just
if you saw something,
you are being selling. No, but that's a lie.
Okay.
So now you are telling us that the police went with 2 Land Cruisers.
Kingsley, please pull out that particular picture for me.
And he said that the guy went 2 Land Cruisers.
What happened? No, we are dealing with
what happened to Malik Basitali when he posted the picture of Dr. Bawumia and calling him haram and all this pokumia?
That's why I'm criticizing. That's why I have
so why do you even call me a liar when I even spoke about it?
What are you doing here?
No. You call me a liar on this subject matter.
Because you
are lying.
On the issue.
All of you are just throwing words around.
Who appointed you Minister of Truth on this platform?
Wait.
But who even appointed you a checker of truth?
Aaron.
Everything is lie. What is this?
Aaron, the moment I mention your name twice, it means you are going rogue.
Ooh.
Yeah. When I mention a name, then it means that... then it means you're going wrong because you can hear me.
Somebody called me a liar.
Do you know what I'm calling them to order?
You don't know I didn't lie.
No, but you can't correct it by yourself. I have to put it to order. Can you demand it? I have to be the one moderating it. Would you like that, or you want to moderate it yourself?
Go ahead.
No, he has.
So I was on the floor.
Hang on. He hasn't been lying since.
All right. The day you realize that he has been lying,
Hamza,
you understand.
You just didn't hear. He was emphatic. He said that there was an AI-generated picture.
But I am
stating that Dumso is back. If you have a counter one, you just let me know.
That was his selective presentation of the facts.
Selective is better than a lie.
So why do you label me as a liar?
He misled us. He misled us.
So if I'm a liar?
Because it is based on his misleading. That I said that that was why I was careful with my choice of word. That's why I said if that what he is claiming is true. Because I have my suspicion when it comes to MPP.
Let me draw your attention.
They are trained to lie.
Let me draw your attention.
You have to be extra careful.
They are trained to lie. That's the fact.
The other legs of this post, because we haven't subjected the post to whether it amounts to false publication. That's not our duty.
The police have not told you it's false publication.
Someone
has put up the post saying that there's a billboard here. They want to know where that billboard is.
The reason why this has come to the desk for us to say is that two things. That there was a jurisdiction in which the thing happened. And the questions are being asked that why pick him all the way from where he is to Accra? That's one question we've been seeking clarity on.
That has to be answered by the police service. Have you called them?
Maybe Hamza is a lawyer.
In some of these matters,
I want to know
the police administration must be called to answer why some of these things happen.
Hang on. There are laws first, unless there's ambiguity and all of that. Under what circumstance can such thing happen?
It ends up when they are going through investigations. You can be arrested in Greater Accra and be moved to Northern Region if the investigations demand that they should move you to Northern Region.
Just investigations, not...
But have they told you that they have prepared him before court?
No, I've not heard that. Aaron, is he prepared before? But I've also not heard that.
The point we should all make over here is that Emefa...
He was in fact, that's one leg.
Please.
That's one leg. That's one leg. Hang on, Hamza. That's one leg. Another leg is that. Hang on, Aaron. Give me a minute. No, I'm not like that. I'm saying that. No.
I don't like that. He called me a liar.
I thought he changed his word to selective words that you
know. Did he retract that?
Okay, actually, you should retract.
I haven't changed.
No, you should actually retract. No, let's not reduce this conversation to retraction and all of that. Let's do better.
That's why we must move on with our work.
Let's do better. Hamza,
I don't want to go back.
He was born to...
When he said he lied.
Please mute all of them.
I retracted.
He was bold enough.
I retracted.
It was your insult.
Yeah, I'll mute all of them, their microphones. Let me know if you have muted it. Have you muted it?
Okay.
Solomon, hang on.
The man used those words.
Solomon, your mic is off.
But I was on the floor, so I can continue.
No, I determine who goes.
All right. So you want to curtail my right to speak?
No. Hang on. Your mics are all off.
All right.
I am saying that let's have a sanitized conversation.
All right.
We can have a sanitized conversation. If any word is said on this platform, and even it's slight and I don't hear, my producer will alert me in my ears, and I'll bring it to order. You have a right to now raise concerns if the show ends and I've called somebody to order. Are we on the same page on this?
Very well. So,
hang on. I'm saying that the matter that is in contention, that Hamza is saying somebody is lying. I'm putting clarity to it.
You have
that there are different legs to this matter.
Okay.
That apart from the fact that he was moved, when he was picked the night before, they say that they didn't know his whereabouts.
Who are those that say?
It will be the NPP, because they are the ones that communicate. And Henry Nanaboachi made a post on his Facebook saying that they don't know where he is. It would be later, though he didn't stay in custody for up to 48 hours. I think the next day he was then released. But the content of the post, which you're saying that somebody has just drawn your attention to why the police invited him, it's not public knowledge, is it?
Guess what I saw?
But I just thought that you said that they should put
I'm saying that why he was picked to come and give explanation is not public knowledge.
No,
so
not
you
government. Government has no
government is working with the police.
Security, why the police picked him up.
Yes.
The information you received now, which has now brought a different layer. It's not public knowledge.
No. This is my information. I'm sure that if you had spoken to the police as journalists,
that's why I'm saying that you have to call the police to explain to us why they arrested the gentleman.
Exactly. Why are you running away from the matter?
Emefa, what you have to actually do, sorry not to teaching you, is for him to disclose his source, because this information cannot be carried through unless we all agree to the fact that government is working with the NDC. And the government,
but is government not supposed to work with the NDC?
No.
And so why should they relay information to you only?
Did you mean the police?
No, don't tell him.
Did you mean the police? Did you mean the police?
The police, right?
So the government must be working.
The police, I mean,
Azerbaijan people.
Did you mean the police? Have you seen why plenty will bring words together? Okay, Solomon, Hamza, I think that the word lying and all of that is really not necessary on a platform. If you have a counter argument, you can make that clear.
See, that's the problem with this country.
What is the lie? What did he say?
When
That's
Dr.
a lie.
Mahmoud Baume and government lied, we pointed it out.
Yeah.
When they believed that John Dramani Mahama Echi was engaged in acts they considered lies, they pointed.
What did Aaron say? That is a lie. What is the lie?
Listen,
what's the lie? What's the lie?
If you tell us,
yes,
that the guy's only crime,
yes,
was that he posted their AI generated picture.
Lie.
When the police are telling us that was not the only, that was not the reason why.
Exactly.
Is it the police that is telling you this?
He has a source. I mean, that's why you must.
Journalists call the Ghana police.
Why don't you want to?
Why do you have any contrary?
You should call view. But you come to this platform, look at your phone and read anything to us, and you want
before I got the alert.
Aaron didn't just say it was just. He said that the guy made a post with an AI generated picture saying that Dumso is back,
and that is not what he did. That's why I want you to put the picture.
But what did he do?
So you put a picture.
What did he do?
You promise you whether the guy just wrote Dumso is back and was leaving.
No, that's the point. He said AI generated picture.
No. You
and said Dumso is back and he was picked up.
Yes.
And I've just told you that it was not just an AI picture. He had put a billboard, a picture of a billboard, and wrote that look at what I found in town today.
What is so?
This is a violent poster taken by Hamza.
I leave
This is a violent poster taken by Hamza.
He was selective in terms of the actual fact.
That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
If the person is selective, why don't you use that word?
That's but it's lies. That's lies.
How does that make it a lie?
What he has said is not what he
make it a lie.
Prof, you are the prof. Let me go to Prof.
But you want to say
when it's not retracted.
No, I want to hear. No, they say that it selective means that's a lie.
The violent poster taken by Hamza on this platform.
Do you think you have been calm? Do you think you have been calm?
When you told me to retract, didn't I?
You did. You did a good job.
So respectfully, you must do so.
Hang on, we'll arrive to that.
The violent poster taken by him must not be entertained.
Prof,
why?
If the person is selective.
Yeah, so the word lies is a wholesome word. When on all fronts you are wrong, then it constitutes a lie.
Yes.
But if it is a partial, like he's trying to say selective,
it's not partial. I've not said partial. I've just
said so you stick to
negative 1 multiplied by 1 billion is negative 1 billion. The moment there is someone truth, it negates everything. The man just came to tell you that the only thing the gentleman did was to post an AI generated.
Anyway, Emefa, the word lie actually is taken as an unfriendly or an impolite. The word lie.
Yes.
Impolite.
So
enjoy your impolite.
Yes.
Enjoy your impolite. Now, what do you do? If somebody comes to lie,
said some and left some out.
What does that make it a lie?
I would wish that.
How does that make it a lie?
A lie is a misleading statement. I would think 99% is correct.
Okay.
Only 1%.
Check your dictionary. Don't be unfair to me.
Aaron.
I come here, you told me to retract certain statements. I've retracted.
Aaron.
What is even
I've not retracted any statement. That statement we had against you anyway.
Why do you the violent poster taken by Hamza?
This Thursday program has standard.
Yes.
Let's maintain that.
He will suffer the consequence of his statement.
It's not a platform to be swearing God.
No, but the standard you guys are trying to reduce because you don't listen to your moderator.
Absolutely.
That's why I said let's move on.
You don't listen to coordination
when he's not retracting
and all of that. Aaron, just to make it clear
that
he says he stands on his position. That position will not hold the whole show ransom. Absolutely. Because you have discerning viewers to impugn what they want to impugn on everybody here.
Emefa, I want to make this statement. So when somebody makes a statement which is not pleasing on this platform, are you saying that the person should...
My duty is to disassociate myself, which I've done.
Are you saying that when the person just says that he stands by it, we should just move on? I want to know that so that if next time I get the opportunity to come to this platform, that will be your own integrity.
Thank you very much.
That
would be my duty here is to disassociate And we have the viewers can see. The viewers have seen that. Yeah, because we're gradually turning the Thursday show into is degenerating into something that's not exciting.
Exactly.
It's not.
Exactly.
It's not. We major on the minors, and that's not good.
We were doing
I'm saying that the viewers can see that I try to put everybody in order. Anybody that refuses to retract and all of that.
It is a gentleman's sitting by you.
Don't butter me. Let's go. What were you saying? Don't butter me. Let's hear you. Solomon, what do you want to say?
So, in conclusion, he makes the point. Aaron makes the point that the vice president must speak because he pays tax. Which vice president pays tax in this country?
But does he not have any business? Does he not work? Does he not, why?
When was the last time the vice president declared his tax in this country?
Is he supposed to declare it publicly?
He doesn't. He has never paid tax. He only came out of office, and you are those of us who have been paying taxes. You are telling us that we must not have the order to speak. But he that was not paying tax must be telling them what to do.
Solomon, he's not been vice president since 2025. Yes.
Here is a person who is telling you that Article 3 of their constitution says that their duty as members of the MPP is to protect and promote the good name of the party. You gave us this preamble as what guides you as members of the party. Now you go ahead and tell us, all of us, that you will still endorse people who are insulting. And that you are going to share it today, share it tomorrow, share it Thursday, and so on and so forth.
Where's the insult?
No, I've moved away because I don't want us to banter the insult. No,
I want to come along with a submission. Did he say he said he associates himself with the president's statement?
No.
He will reshare the vice president, the former vice president, the flag bearer. He said he associates. He would
get this whole argument or debate in contest. First of all, I had raised an issue with the last paragraph of the vice president, calling on all his party members to continuously do what they have been doing. And I said that the only reason we are discussing this subject matter this morning is that his supporters, as a matter of fact, are behaving improperly. And so to tell them to continue what they are doing goes against their party's own constitution, which is Article 3D. That says that they must protect and promote the good name of the party. So if you are a party member, instead of you distancing or disassociating yourself with the encouragement of your members to go against things that will not promote the good name of your party, then I don't know what you are representing here. And that cannot be sustained.
I want to make progress. Are we on the same page? Okay, I want to make progress. So, Prof, yesterday you brought our attention to the cost of living. And that research suggests that fuel seems to be topping the amount of it takes electricity, then transportation, public transportation. Okay.
Emefa, for purposes of education, Article 68, Clause 5 mentions that it is only the president who doesn't pay tax.
Yes.
Even a certain vice president pays, so that Solo does not mislead our audience.
You have done a lot of legal education this morning.
Solo, if you don't take time.
What is he talking about? You didn't say anything.
You said that the vice president has not paid tax.
The vice president has never paid tax.
Okay, so, Prof, it's if you listen to Dr. Riverson-Opong, it's maybe 16th May, we just might be experiencing some increases in fuel at the pumps. Well, we know that the government gave us about a month, some relief for a month. The anticipation is that it is extended or not. We don't know this. But he even says that even with that, you can tell per the calculation that it will still move slightly up at the pumps. I don't know if you've been looking into that, and what's your expectation?
Well, I've not actually looked into that, but I am just calling on, especially the Transport Ministry, to ensure that some of the response that the drivers give to some of these things quite misleading and not representative of the margins that usually come on the fuel, and have them come under some level of control so that they don't abuse the passengers when they hear things like this. That has been one of the drivers of the high cost of living, and some of these announcements, when they come, the drivers are likely to be the ones taking advantage of it and abusing the innocent passengers. So whilst we expect the predictors of that industry to tell us what is about to happen, we should also immediately begin to look into what the responses will be, especially on the side of the drivers who usually respond to it negatively and affects our innocent passengers. So that is all I'll say. When it comes, we are hoping that it will not go beyond tolerable levels, and we expect government to continue to intervene. When the reality happens, we will be here to discuss it. But the first caution I want to throw is that let the ministry, responsible transport ministry, and the unions begin to caution their members that it is not time for the usual negative response that they do give when such announcements do happen.
Usually they will announce.
Yes.
They will go for some sort of negotiation. I mean, while we operate in a free market, they seem to be indirectly regulated, negotiatably regulated. And so if you look at the respite that government gave, it wasn't really directly at the pumps, if you noticed. The SOEs were the ones that absorbed it. Even that, you recall, Bost has been anticipating that they're going to lose out on some large amount of money. If the situation stays the same, the volatility as well in the Middle East still stays the same and all of that, drivers wouldn't have a choice, but also inch it up slightly. Recently,
if you remember, when they were called not to increase fares, they increased. Currently, a lot of the areas where the unions work, the driver unions work, have start to see some increments maintained.
The private transport union, particularly VIP, they are the ones that increased it, but GPRTU kind of like stayed a bit.
GPRTU cars, that also increased.
That's individual ones, the ones that will go against the government directives, right?
Right, they did. So if there's going to be any form of negotiation and we do it wholesale, such people, those unions are going to again increase theirs. And I'm discussing this in connection with the cost of living report that came. Already, public transport is the second highest driver of the high cost of living. And so if some of these things come in the news and we don't manage it well, it may further increase the stress on the people. So yes, it is bound to happen. The situation in the Middle East hasn't gone down yet. Still, the Strait of Hormuz is under serious, I don't know what to say, but I mean, so while we are at that, some of these things we expect to happen, but I am still calling on especially the Ministry of Transport to make sure that he has some close relation with the driver unions, keep engaging them. They must measure the level of impact to the extent that it doesn't further affect the cost of living and the factors that are driving them, including the public transport. The private side will also have some feel, but that one, I think, who are you going to complain to if you are a private vehicle user and the fuel prices keeps going up? You simply have to find a way of managing it. But
the minority has constantly said that the government should at least take away that 1 Ghana cedi levy on the fuel per litre. They should take it off. Many have also said that, well, if you look at what that particular money or that fund it's supposed to be used for, it shouldn't be touched. If they do, will it make any impact in the rising cost of fuel?
The last time, I think it was some few pesos that was taken after the emergency cabinet meeting. Even that did some cushioning.
Yeah.
So 1 Ghana cedi will seriously do something to cushion the users of fuel. And now we will come back to that because eventually things haven't normalized in the Middle East. And so government should have that on the table strongly because the power challenges that is also currently going on in the country has forced some businesses to be relying on generators. And if you are fueling, the price of fuel is increasing and there's some other taxes, 1 cedi in there, a lot of things there. Overall effect on businesses, not only the transportation bit, but overall effect on businesses is going to go high, and I think government must begin to look at that option. Let our minds be free of the fact that there was something, one CD you put on it, you have taken it off. That alone would make people come to the level where they see that, oh, the increment is somehow on its own path and not necessarily jointly compounded by the one CD that was added. When it gets to that point, government shouldn't hesitate to do that. Okay. As for the energy sector and its challenges, I keep saying that the power, the electricity especially, is on high demand. Every kilowatt of power that Gridco or ECG brings to our homes and our factories and our offices, we pay for it, sometimes in advance. It is their revenue mobilization and the leakages and all those things that should be a matter of interest to them. And once they work on those things very, very well, taxes and those things would not be taking away. The one city will not be the reason why they will not be able to manage the energy sector.
Okay. Aaron, so the expectation is that if you follow the conversations, the expectation is that May 16 we're likely to see some increases at the pump. Some people say it's not surprising because the tensions in the Middle East is not really stopped. In fact, if you look at the global pricing of crude and fuel, it's nearly international standards. It's not how much the government can do about it. What's your reaction to this?
If it borders down on the politics of principles, politics of principles. If last year or last time you spoke in a certain manner, and this time it is happening to you, nobody wishes doom for the country. The first thing you must do is to apologize and now psych the people to prepare itself for this external shock having an effect on our economy. We were told somewhere in June 2025 by this government, the energy minister, that this one CD levy was to power all these things for us to get power and all these things. We have not seen the effect because recently we saw doom so. And still, if you are following the energy conversation, they even tell us that the generation capacity has not been clearly dealt with. If that is the case, and it is not even the matter of getting generating capacity or buying for, why don't you take one CD of these fuel prices to actually give the people of Ghana some level of space to face this difficulty and hardship? Solo disagrees that we should keep on putting taxes. That is his argument he's been making. Oh no, you've been making it on several platforms. But you see, the argument or the conversation we are having, the more dangerous aspect is not even people working. It is people who are working and have not even been paid. How do they survive when fuel prices go up? Because if you're a teacher and you've taught over 15 or 16 months and you've not been paid a cedi, you must wake up in the morning and go and work. If you are going to work, you will pick a car. Fuel prices, when it gets increased, it affects each and every single good and service we have in this country. Such a person is going through excruciating hardship. This is not the time for rhetorics. This is the time the government must man up. If they are unable to account for that one CD they took from us, it is time they actually give us a breathing space on that for the people of Ghana to have some space to face this hardship, because we all agree to the fact that external factors affect our economy. Even when there is instability in Togo, it is going to affect Ghana. How much more a certain street or so, which covers over 20% of fuel in the world. Is it 20% or 13%? It's certainly going to affect us.
Some project between 20 to 30, but the decision is being stuck to 20 for a while, 20%.
So the argument I'm making is very simple. If you made an unprincipled position, we saw the president on campaign platform that the distance between Ghana and that of Ukraine or Russia was about 7,000 miles. How do you even depart from this argument? You know that argument was made with an ill intent. You apologize for that. Now you account for the one city. If you're unable, then the Ghanaian people would beg you that at least take that one city, because we have number of nurses, we have number of teachers under this administration, Emefa. Persons with disabilities are even demonstrating against this government. How do they even feed themselves in such excruciating hardship that is facing the Ghanaian people?
Emefa, there was a reason why...
I wanted to go to Prof.
Prof just spoke.
Because, yeah, I wanted to. But, Prof, you can just mule on it and it will be your final words because I want Prof to be the one close to the show. So the question now come to him. Because Prof is done, it's a researcher. No, he will be the last person to speak.
Okay.
We're wrapping the show, actually. Very short.
I have not spoken.
I have a consent to raise.
No, wait. I'll give his birthday. We'll get there.
No, but I've not spoken.
I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you, Solo. No problem. You know how we do it. I hold you, okay? I'm saying that because Prof is a researcher, he would have been the one, but you let me hear you.
Oh, so you have come to me. You see, there is a reason why, or there was a reason why, with these rhetorics, the MPP had no seats in the 4 regions of Ghana, Upper East, Upper West, Uti, and Volta region. Days leading to the elections, this was the sort of argument that they were making. It's the reason they have 88 MPs in Parliament, and they lost or performed abysmally in the last elections. Because things like fuel, you don't play politics with it. We were in this country, and we saw the problems that bedeviled the sector. And it was the reason why in 2005, the presidency or the government under President Akufo introduced the NPA Act to deregulate the sector. You understand? By deregulation, government took itself out of the whole enterprise of pricing and said it will allow the open market to dictate. All of us can just look at the numbers and then form an opinion as to what the price will be in the next pricing window. Is that not the case? Is the reason why Reverend Opon could tell you that if that thing is done about the intervention, prices could go up within a certain rate. Is that not the case? So when you come here and come and create the impression as though it's a deliberate policy of a particular administration, especially this administration, to be increasing fuel, then I get worried. Because when we...
That's the impression you get.
Because either like that, you will not... You know why you want on the detour? Teachers will be crying, farmers will be crying, everybody is crying.
We all know that there's always been a backlog for teachers and nurses.
Absolutely.
But you see, that's why I said let's not major on the minors. Make the point.
I am making the point. The point I'm making is that nobody is happy when prices go up. But that is the reality. If you don't manage an economy well, the rippling effect will be dire. Recently, I came here and you were lamenting about doom so in your area.
Yes, it's still happening.
That is why I keep insisting.
It's still happening.
You understand?
Yes.
That is why when they attempted removing the 1 cedi, I came here and said I disagreed. That governments are put in place to take that critical decision, that difficult decisions that will save the entire economy. Between Dumso, you experiencing Dumso and paying 1 cedi on your fuel, which one would you prefer? You would appease on the surface the masses that, they are taking out the taxes. But when the doomsday comes, it's the same masses that will rise up against you, the government, that you are not doing well. To the extent that someone has even suffered arrest on it for posting doomsday billboard and so on and so forth. I believe that we have been blessed as a nation. This increment, prices going up on the international market, as a country, are we not benefiting from it? Have you forgotten that we are a net exporter of crude? So it must not be something that is too hurting. It is rather for us to tell or ask this government and all other governments what they do with the money that we realize from our petroleum sector. Proper accountability. And beyond that, what we do with the money. People inflating contracts here and there. Because those monies that we are raking, we can also use to cushion the people of this country. Again, it calls to a question why, as of now, we have not been able to implement a proper public transport system. It has been on our list all these years. What civilized country will continue to engage in the sort of transport system we have? Trot, that is so predictable. Nobody, look, me getting a proper transport, I will not drive. Because it's demanding, it's time-consuming. A lot of people have traveled outside the country. When they go, don't they go by metro and stuff? Because you can predict that in 3 minutes, it will be here, and all of us will be in. That can serve as a buffer, a cushion to the traveling public. But if you are not going to do that and leave the transport, which is the engine of every society or economy, into the hands of people who are not regulated, then any increment on the international market What is my last point?
Do you still have our last point?
Oh, this is the last
We're wrapping up.
Let me wrap up.
You wanted to wish somebody a birthday.
No,
right?
what is
My time is up.
Daniel Drominta is a very good friend of mine.
You are using this platform to wish birthday.
Today is his birthday. And I wish him the very best of luck, and I pray that he grow in grace, whatever.
Then on that note of birthdays, Angie of Lands Commission.
That is very
hard-working woman who is changing the fortunes of a public service. I wish you a belated happy.
Emefa, there is a gentleman called Georgia.
Yes.
He says he likes you so much.
Hi, Georgia. Good morning.
To me.
Next time.
How can people be sitting
well,
home?
Thank you. So happy birthday, Manuel Elolo Avumega. The good Lord bless you beyond measure. Your siblings, Kadmiel, Dariana, and Praise love you so much. From Reverend Mrs. Francis Avumega, Ebenezer Methodist Church, Asin Dompim. Happy birthday to you, Manuel Elolo Avumega. Well, thank you so much for watching the news review segment. We're nearly wrapping the show, but I have this great conversation with VRA. Did you know that they had an academy? Well, stay. Let's have that conversation. Prof, thank you so much. Solomon. No, it's fine. The time is out. Yeah. You also wish somebody a birthday, right? You did?
Yeah, Angela of Glasgow.
Okay, Aaron, thank you. It was a pleasure having you on today. All right, please stay.
Another week is here on the greatest of all time show. My name is Giovanni Clip, and tonight we're bringing you talent. Contestant number 1, let's bring Baby Car. Let's bring. He did it for you.
Cut. Oh, there is a leakage.
Where's the plumber? For quality and durability, insist on Syntex pipes.
If you want quality, this be where you belong.
Strong, tough, and reliable. Your perfect match to your trusted Syntex pipe. Syntex pipe, it they carry water, no wahala. Syntex pipe, it they make water they flow. Syntex, and you're strong, and you're tough.
Across Ghana, in communities big and small, ordinary people are doing extraordinary things. This is the Joy News Impact Makers Awards 2026, celebrating those who are changing lives, shaping futures, and building hope. From Bimbila in the northern region, Faith Jakpasu is transforming classrooms through innovation, inclusive learning, and life-changing initiatives for students, teachers, and vulnerable communities. From Aflao in the Volta region, Felix Akakpo is building schools, supporting students, and investing in the future of an entire community. In health, from Winneba in the central region, Amos Ando is turning his personal battle with sickle cell into a national movement for awareness, prevention, and policy change. From Nkwanta in the Oti region, Bless Lantam is delivering life-changing healthcare to hard-to-reach communities, even in the face of conflict. From Insawam Edwardri in the eastern region, Antonio Say is restoring mobility, dignity, and opportunity through prosthetics and outreach across Ghana. From Adenta in the Greater Accra region, Valerie Ajatia is empowering amputees with hope, rehabilitation, and the courage to rebuild their lives. From Anyanui and Noga in the Volta region, Reverend Christian Valeto is rescuing, treating, and reintegrating neglected mental health patients back into society. From Akuse in the eastern region, Alberta Aite is mentoring, educating, and empowering over 1,000 girls to dream beyond limitations. From Senya Breku in the central region, Isabella Akwabwa fighting period poverty and equipping women and girls with skills for independence. In Wash, from Sirigu in the Upper East region, Dr. Anthony Akunzele is improving livelihoods through clean water, education, and economic opportunities for women. From Akache in the Volta region, Senya Gwamita is transforming communities through schools, clean water, healthcare access, and youth empowerment. And for the Corporate Partner Award from the Cape Coast Youth Development Association is empowering thousands of young people through education, skills training, and community development. These are not just finalists. These are change makers. They are nation builders. They are Ghana's true heroes. Joy News Impact Makers Awards, celebrating ordinary people making extraordinary impacts. Who takes this home?
The 2026 Joy News Impact Makers Awards is brought to you by Ghana CEO Summit, a decade of leadership impact. Labadi Beach Hotel, Ayuda, Ghana's #1 services app. Abakun, Services Bibri, New Crystal Hospital, growing in good health. Sulas Enterprise, where quality meets affordability. Water Aid Ghana, change starts with water. Ghana Chamber of Mines.
Well, thank you so much for staying with us. I know that anytime you hear VRA, you probably will just hear power generation and all of that. And if you're like me, you probably didn't know that VRA had an academy. Yeah, so we're going to be doing some learning this morning. This morning, I'm joined by, of course, in the middle, Mrs. Rita Sosu. She is the Business and Commercial Manager, VRA Academy. Then I've also got Engineer David Otoku, who is Principal Training Officer for Thermal Training at VRA, who's definitely sitting very close to me. And then I've got Dr. Edwin Kuntu-Blankson, who's Senior Training Officer at the Lead Organizational Development. Did I get it correct?
Leadership Development.
Leadership Development. Thank you so much. The titles are very big. Okay. But let me start with you, Mrs. Sosu. You definitely have heard this many times that we definitely were associated with power generation and all of that. Not a lot of people know about the academy. You want to tell me about the VRA Academy?
Good morning, and it's a pleasure to be here today.
Pleasure to have you.
The VRA Academy is the learning and development arm of the Volta River Authority, which we all know as the VRA, the premier energy generation company in Ghana. And we were established to provide capacity development in technical and professional development for our client organizations. We're actually 45 years old.
Wow.
Yes.
You're older than me.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're 45 years old. Okay. We were established in 1981. From the Pong Hydro project. So the essence of the establishment at that time was to ensure that we had local content, that we could train local engineers and other professionals that could man our power installations. So that is why we were established then. Over the years, we've metamorphosed from being a solely VRA-focused training center.
Okay.
To opening up to other organizations to take advantage of the services and the expertise that we offer.
Okay.
On average, we do about 2,000 people a year. We train them in various disciplines. Mostly they are professionals who are working in their organizations, and then they come to us and we train them.
So, for example, if a person enrolls at the academy, they take like how many years to finish?
That is the difference. We focus solely on professionals.
Okay.
So you would be working in a corporate organization. You need to improve your performance. You need to give excellence in everything that you do.
Okay.
And that is where we come in.
That's perfect clarity.
Yes.
That's a very good clarity. Okay, let me go to the engineer to let us understand the technical training, particularly that you give to these professionals who want to really get better? What kind of technical training do you provide? And how does even the company benefit?
Yeah, so the Academy, being a center of excellence, designs its training to meet industry needs. So we have training in the technical field that takes care of electrical training, electrical maintenance, mechanical maintenance, renewable energy systems, safety practices, and the like. And we don't only do the theoretical aspects of things, but we actually make sure that whatever that you learn in our academy, you apply it to change your behavior and also to change your attitude. So once you come out, it's more like you work professionally. We also employ the use of models and simulators and practical demonstrations. So when you come to our end, you have the opportunity sometimes to work on live machinery. You have models that you work with. You have simulators, so it builds up the confidence. So you find out that most of the participants who come out of our academy are always very confident and they are reliable. I would say that we pride ourselves in the use of technical experts. So when you come to our end, most of the engineers are either in the industry or have been in the industry. And so what we do is more or less knowledge from the industry. It's not just the theoretical aspect of it. That's basically what we do. We also train people, not only, like you earlier said, in the power generation systems, but we actually do training for people also in the manufacturing and construction, oil and gas, and the likes.
I see. That sounds really exciting. So, of course, trust the engineer to be very technical. So that was quite technical. But Doc, beyond the technical bit, which I like to think the professionals understand, the academy also provides some leadership and professional training. Do they do?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
So the academy has a non-technical section, which actually has 4 units, vibrant units. The first unit looks at leadership and management courses, which includes communication skills, emotional intelligence, career development and planning, and so many other related courses. Then we have the organizational development and strategy unit or faculty, which looks at all courses under strategic planning, strategy formulation, financial modeling and budgeting, and so on and so forth. We have a third faculty that looks at professional development and languages. So in the academy, we provide French language proficiency training for all staff in the West African energy sector because we send power across the boundaries and we need to be able to speak to these countries. So we have French faculty as well. Then for the professional, we provide training in health, education, be it any field you can think of, because VRA has quite a wide range of professionals. There is a 4th unit, which is organizational research and consultancy. So for that particular unit, it provides research services to all industry players across various fields. And we are talking about research such as organizational engagement, competency gap assessments, and so on and so forth. So that is how varied the non-technical section. And that section trains quite a large people because we train both the engineers and the non-engineers in quite a bouquet of courses.
Okay, Engineer, I'm going to come to you about some accreditations that I think that you might have acquired quite recently across the boundaries, ECOWAS. I'll come to you. But so these two, technical and the professional, Mrs. Susu, is it done concurrently or you do it after, or a person chooses which one they would do first?
So if you want to do a technical, that means that you're an engineer or a technician and you want to upgrade yourself, acquire more professionalism in your work. So you can come to the technical section.
Where you'll be seeing engineer very often.
You see engineer very, very often there. He would probably even teach you.
Okay.
So you come there and then we give you the professional skills and the attitudes that you need to excel in what you're doing. However, if you would also like to take advantage of the non-technical, and I encourage engineers to do that because you need to be able to manage your business. It's not just the technical skill, but translating that technical skill into money. And that is where the non-technical portion comes in. So you can do both, the technical and the non-technical.
Okay.
You can do it one after the other.
Okay.
It's really up to you.
Okay. Engineer, so milestones. Maybe I should be clapping or celebrating for the academy because I see you're crossing boundaries. ECOWAS accreditation?
Yes.
What is that about?
So we actually have accreditation from ECRI, that is ECOWAS Center for Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency. Aside that, we also have accreditation from APWA, and that is the Association of Power Utilities in Africa, and WAP, West African Power Pool. And this is a major milestone for us. It actually demonstrates the confidence that the region has in our ability to train people in the energy industry. Next week, 18th to 29th, we're actually having people joining us for a TOT, that's trainers of trainers, in mini-grid management, design, and maintenance. And we would be expecting that you come for the lunch.
Thank you.
We have people coming all the way from Gambia and Ghana.
Okay.
We also train people all over Africa. So we have people actually coming from Liberia, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Angola, Rwanda.
I think Sierra Leoneans, they need the training very much.
So actually, they actually come for most of our training programs.
Right, I think they do. But you say 18th to 29th?
Yes.
Of this month?
Of this month.
Okay.
In Akuse.
Okay. Doc, beyond the technical training and all of that, the academy in itself, I mean, hearing it now tells me that it's really quite different. But what really sets the academy apart from the other bodies? What's the differentiator here?
Yeah. So the academy is one of the places we gladly call the Center of Excellence in Competency Development. And it is for three major reasons. One has been said already, is that the people that take you through the programs are industry players. They are not just academicians. They are people who are actually on the field integrating with the problems they are talking about. So they've dealt with issues, they've overcome them, and these are the people that are delivering the courses at that top level expertise. The second thing is our ability to take you to real life operational systems and units. So if you are doing a course with the academy on, say, feasibility studies, you are not just going to sit in the classroom. You are actually going to the field. We teach you how to take data from the field, teach you how to do the analysis in real time, and it helps you to get the confidence. If you are teaching about generator maintenance, it's not just showing you videos. We have the generators, you see them, you work on them. So by the time you leave, that confidence is there. So we bridge the gap between academia and industry so well, and that makes us unique. The third one is why you need to come to the Akuse. It's the beautiful environment that heals you as you learn. Akuse has the beautiful environment, the lake view, the air quality is excellent, and we've developed an ecosystem where our accommodation interacts with that nature in a beautiful way. Apart from that, we have a wide range of recreational activities at our accommodation facilities, be it tennis, table tennis, volley, football, and AstroTurf international standards. So you are not just learning, but by the time you leave, your whole body is revived. And that is what Academy offers at Akuse.
I was only 10 when I came for excursion. I need a second round of excursion.
You need it.
This is so there's somebody watching us now, probably nursing the idea to want to enroll, or even professional bodies thinking that they have somebody they would want to enroll to make their technical and, of course, professional and administrative work quite smooth. How can people be part of this? I also know a little bird whispered to me that you have some promotional packages.
Yes, we do.
I want to hear that.
So, any organization who wants to enroll their staff in our programs, we are located at Akuse, as Doc said, in the Greater Accra region, just right next to the Pond generating station. So you can imagine, you sit in the classroom and you have the view.
Yeah.
Yes. It makes it all worth it. Our phone number is 0302 218 555. You give us a call, we'll get in touch with you, and we'll customize the training solely for you.
Okay.
Our email is also frontoffice.academy@vra.com. The front office is one word.
Okay.
frontoffice.academy@vra.com. Okay. And we are open Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
I hear you have a discount for organizations that would want to register by June, August. Yes. Is it still there?
So we have programs that are coming up.
Okay.
In June, July, August. And we are giving a discount to organizations. I will not say the discount here. They should get in touch.
I like that.
They should get in touch with us.
Okay.
And we will discuss the terms of the discount.
Okay, so that you don't miss out on that opportunity, the number to call 0302-218-555. But if you like to send an email as well, as Mr. Susu has been saying, you can send them an email, frontoffice.academy@vra.com. If they missed this interview at all, what's that one thing, engineer, quickly, you want to tell them? What qualifies you to be there? How can you be part and all of that? Mr. Suze said a lot, but I know my people, they like the reiterate, so please reiterate it.
Okay, so I would say if you're an organization or a professional and you are looking for very competent people and confident people to work with, then the Academy is the place to come train your people. Thank you.
Thank you. This is the final words.
We're waiting for you at the VRA Academy.
Okay.
Organizations, please come. We're waiting for you. We'll discuss your specific needs and we'll tailor programs that would help you grow as an organization and also help your people grow as individuals.
All right, Doc, final words.
Yes, I would say wherever there's a competency gap, look for the VRA Academy because we are the only center of excellence that assures that that gap will be filled.
Oh, thank you. That's pretty straightforward. So this morning I was joined by Mrs. Rita Susu. I was also joined by Dr. Edwin Kuntu-Blankson and Engineer David Otroku. I got all the names correctly.
Yes, you did.
I've passed my first entry level. Thank you so much for joining me and letting us know about the VRA Academy. It was real eye-opening. Thank you so much. But you as well, you're always amazing. Please, thank you so much for joining in. My name is Emefa Akosua Adeti. Please stay for Joy News Desk and I'll see you at 12 for the midday bulletin. Stay well.
This week on the Career Trail.
The system that we got the opportunity to go through doesn't give you what Cambridge gives you. We had a discussion on who should resign as a politician, and I was supposed to